of extremity.
Just to save his life?
No, I'm not giving up nothing. I'm not giving up getting my mani and pedicure. I'm not giving up nothing to go save Pat's life.
Listen, you're going to save some time on the pedi if you give up a toe, so.
That's true. I'm saving you money.
No,
and you're saving my life.
I don't think you get a discount because you have one less toe on a pedicure.
That's a fascinating question. Do you?
I don't think so.
Hey, I'm only working with 9. Can we knock $10 off?
No, that's it.
Let's hope we don't have to find out.
Per finger or toe? Now that, like...
No.
I'm now fascinated by that. We're on Sportsmanlike, presented by Progressive. Evan Cohen here. When you're on a business trip, you know what goes completely off the rails? Your workout routine, especially when you book a hotel that doesn't have a gym. Then you have to squeeze in between the desk and your bed, eke out 2 push-ups, and call it a day. If you just stay at La Quinta by Wyndham, you'll discover their fully equipped fitness center at every location. Now you can wake up and do some weightlifting to prepare you to carry your team on your back all day. Tonight, La Quinta. Tomorrow, you shine. Book direct at LQ.com.
The playoffs are in full swing, and you can get in on all the action at ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Go from tracking the latest game-changing moments to placing bets in just a few taps. Right now, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet Sportsbook app and sign up with promo code USL to get started today. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
Find jobs near you and apply now at SchneiderJobs.com. That's SchneiderJobs.com.
Those diagonal cracks in the drywall, that brick separation on your home's exterior, they're not just cosmetic. They're signs your foundation may be in trouble. Stratum Structural Systems specializes in foundation repair, bowing wall correction, and structural stabilization. Don't wait for things to get worse. Call Stratum now at 314-620-8153. Get a free quote. Stratum will fix the problem and restore your peace of mind. Stratum Structural Systems. Better structure, better life. Online at stratumrepair.com.
Sometimes life throws bold moments at you. Like the moment you realize you left your debit card on the counter of that coffee shop yesterday. But that's okay. You bank with BOS. We give you the tools you need to meet these moments head on. You can instantly freeze your card from your smartphone, and we'll replace any lost or stolen cards fast so you don't miss a step. Are you ready for a better banking experience? Then make the bold move and switch to BOS today. Visit bankwithbos.com. Member FDIC.
This is Kevin Moret from Mentality. Men, you're being robbed of your potential. Research shows a shocking 1% annual decline in testosterone levels. That's why building muscle feels impossible and your confidence is at an all-time low. But here's the truth. You're not alone in this uphill battle. Mentality's physician-directed, FDA-approved treatment doesn't just level the playing field. It restores your body's powerful balance. Our patients experience a documented 30% increase in their testosterone levels. Stop struggling and turn this around. Defy the odds and reclaim your masculine edge at mentalityhealth.com/radio.
The excitement is building for the grand opening the week of June 2nd, the all-new SPAW Cadillac, the most premier Cadillac dealership in the entire Midwest, close to home at the Herculaneum exit. SPAW, proud to be one of the best Cadillac dealerships in Missouri. And now, with their new facility and additional inventory, there's absolutely no need to go anywhere else. You must see their state-of-the-art service equipment, including the UV eye scan, the gold standard in the industry to diagnose your vehicle. Immerse yourself in pure Cadillac luxury. Go to SPAWCadillac.com and check out their outstanding customer reviews. I guarantee you'll want to join that list as you drive away in your new Cadillac from SPAW. The wait is over. The week of June 2nd, you're invited to the grand opening of the all-new SPAW Cadillac. I-55 at the Herculaneum Auto Mall exit. SPAW and Cadillac, they just go hand in hand. Get the Cadillac premium experience for yourself at the all-new SPAW Cadillac.
WXOS HD1 East St. Louis 101 ESPN is driven by Brown and Crouppen Law Firm. Rise and shine, St. Louis. It's the Brown and Crouppen Morning After with Tim McKernan, Doug Vaughn, Martin Kilcoyne, and Jackson Burkett on 101 ESPN.
7 o'clock in St. Louis, and you are listening to The Morning After, presented to you by Brown and Crouppen. We are live at Oak Valley Golf Course for the Michelob Ultra presentation of the Dotem. And Doug, hello again, everybody. It's a glorious day for golf in Peevely, Missouri.
Yeah. I saw on one of those weather apps it was supposed to rain, like 80% chance of rain, and then I looked again and said maybe drizzle at 5 o'clock tonight. So I think we're going to get the whole golf thing in today with great weather.
That's huge. And I saw on the pairing sheet in there, I know you were evaluating it, it looks like the committee has done it again. They have the Burketts and the McKernans in the same pairing. Yes, Jackson, I will get to witness your failure, and then you hand me $15,000 on the 18th green.
Yeah, 15 bands on the line today. 15 bands? 15 bands. What do you mean by that, guy? Ask Alex Ovechkin. Bands that make her dance. Let's get after it. I don't understand. It's a glorious day for golf, Doug. I want you to focus on that. Okay, I will. You know, all my years playing golf in St. Louis, I've never been to Oak Valley here in Peevely. This is kind of a hidden gem. Far at all? Far at all? No, far at all. I left the home office at 5:55. By far the earliest I've ever left for a program, and was here at 6:25. How about that? Yeah. Mm-hmm. And Martin has brought his son, Carson, who is here, got a chance to talk to him, and he's about 7 inches taller than me. 7 inches taller, Bob. Just a sort of non-verbal dunk. I don't see him now. It looks like he walked around, sniffed around the radio business for a moment, and then left. Said, no, well, I wanted to give him a good look at what Dad does every day. You're not doing this, son. You understand me? You're not doing this. But he loves the game of golf, and his buddies are a little ahead of him, and that's a tough place to be when you're 14, and they're just giving you crap all the time, so he wants to get better. So anytime there's a golfer, I said, bring your clubs, hit the putting range, hit a few balls. So he just wants to learn the game of golf. So I said, study, Timmy. That's advice. Well, we are looking forward to the Dotem. It is presented to you by Michelob Ultra here at Oak Valley Golf Course, both today and tomorrow, and throughout the course of the broadcast, we will be talking about our charity partner, the St. Louis Hero Network. Andy Banker, your cohort at the Two Fox, is going to be joining us as we pay tribute to the late, great Brian McKenna this Thursday and tomorrow, Friday, and then Saturday is Brian McKenna Day on the South Side, as they will be celebrating Brian McKenna by shutting down Mackland in between Devonshire and Nottingham, and people will be gathered to honor the legacy of Brian McKenna. So that is our charity partner this year for the Dotem, and we look forward to the festivities here at Oak Valley Golf Course.
They have places you can camp here too. Did you see that? They had some motorhomes down there by the beautiful lake when you drive in.
Do a little fishing, Doug, while you're here?
This is a very cool little resort. I shouldn't say little. It's a nice big resort.
I think somebody said it used to be the Teamsters golf course, but the clubhouse is close to brand new, beautiful. A little too nice for our people, to be honest. I don't know if we're going to allow the listeners to go inside.
Yeah, keep them out here.
Awfully nice. And then, Tim, I looked at the brackets, the pairings. A little concerned because Pondoff could be coming up your backside. No, he is in
just like last Tuesday.
He is in the group. No, nothing, implied there. He is in group 2, Tim, right behind you and Jackie Papers. And I have a feeling he could be the Rodney Dangerfield of this group, hitting into you guys.
I will look forward to the opportunity to play with the recovering alcoholic from Belleville and Webster Groves, and I'll be happy to wager with him. Jackson's group is giving my group 5.5 strokes, and that's for $15,000.
15 large, man.
Yeah,
man, this is no joke.
I have it on me, and it's in my golf bag. I'd ask people not to touch it, but yeah, I'm prepared to pay it if I lose. But I think my dad is going to work some magic out on the golf course today. His short game's trending.
Improve your life every once in a while for Timmy.
His short game is trending. So Andy Banker's going to join us. Good friend of Brian McKenna's. He's going to be with us here, and we're looking forward to talking it over with our listeners as people arrive here for the Dotem as it returns for the first time since 2023. It's presented to you by Michelob Ultra throughout the course of the day. We'll have breakfast from Donut Drive-In, Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken for lunch, and we will have Texas Roadhouse for the post-round festivities and feast. Michelob Ultra throughout the day. 100 West Dental presenting the closest to the pin, and Chris Pondow's podcast is sponsoring the longest drive competition. So there it is, Doug. There's your Stiefel dossier for day one of the Dotem.
Doug, any thoughts during today, tomorrow, maybe during the show, to actually free Dotem? Wouldn't that be kind of nice?
No, I'm sorry, that can't happen.
Zero chance?
Yeah, no.
Maybe a pardon?
He's been suspended. He's been suspended indefinitely, and I believe he understands that. That's why he had to move out of town. I'm going to start over another
Suspended by Doug Vaughn, leave town immediately.
Yeah.
I just thought it was a possibility. There's a lot of pardons going around. Maybe just say you find it in your heart to start over with Dotem.
I told him he's gone forever, and forever is a long, long time. And so with that, he up and moved to Chi-Town, I think.
Yeah, stand up.
Yeah. Chicago's my
Chi-Town, stand up.
And he's not coming in town for the tournament.
Gosh, I would hope not.
Doug stays in touch with him.
I'm going to Chicago.
No,
stand up.
He's an extremely vile person. Extremely vile.
All right.
We had to make an example out of somebody, and he was the guy.
And that's cleaned up
Easy
the program
choice.
ever
It
since.
really
Things have changed dramatically.
Absolutely.
He probably shakes his head listening to some of this stuff.
I was once offered lifetime free pizza by some restaurant if I would just free Dotem, and I should have taken the deal.
Would that be Yola? I feel like it'd be Yola.
Lifetime free pizza.
I should have taken the deal, looking back.
I'm having a flashback to spring training. Doty is here. The blue tent is here. The cameras are set. So people are watching us right now.
Oh, yeah, you can watch it on, I'm not on the YouTube right now.
Live from Oak Valley. And we have, Tim, look at the two chairs, lawn chairs, patio chairs, are positioned facing the dais. Are we going to have a panel discussion? It looks very official.
I like a courtroom. Oh, the camera's moving. I just saw the camera moving, Doug. Look at this. Jackson, are you the director?
Jackie?
Papers?
No, but I'm...
Is Chairman Kurt back at the headquarters?
I'm like a set producer. I'm trying to guide everybody, trying to get everybody in the right spot, but I think we're doing good.
What are the two chairs that are facing us as if they were on trial? What are those for?
It does seem...
I feel like Sharon Stone's going to uncross her legs in that chair.
Oh, la la. It kind of feels like we're a council, and we're about to lay some judgment on somebody.
Yes.
But I almost feel ceremonial, for our friends.
Okay.
Whenever they may show.
So did you put
Mark was looking for more.
Did I put them there?
They look they look very purposeful.
No, I didn't, but I guess first come, first serve.
Yeah, if you'd like to watch the show, there are 2 seats available right in front of us. 2 seats remaining.
It's going to be uncomfortable. Really? 2 walruses plop down right there and just stare at us.
I think it's going to be nice. Hang out. This is a beautiful little area to do the broadcast from. A little turf down here. Feeling great.
Oh, we got what we want. Nice, comfy spot on the golf course. We should do this every day.
Look at Dougie. He is cute. That's from the Bridgeton Landfill Fume Huffer in the Michelob Ultra YouTube chat.
Okay. I don't feel like I look any different than any other day. Maybe
Which one is Grinder again?
Since I'm outdoors.
Doug, the Cardinals won another series.
Yeah, I figured we'd have to go there again. What they did is they won 2 games, put 2 more wins on the board, which is really nice. But at the end of the year, no one's going to be counting the series. I suspect you don't know how many series they won last year. You know how many games. They won 83 games. How many series?
Not enough. Not enough is the answer.
Not enough, correct.
Not enough. In their last 10 series, they've won 8. They lost 1 series, Detroit, and then they tied a 4-game series with the Reds. So that's pretty impressive. You add it up, Doug. Add it up. and you've got a winning record. 8 games over.
Well, you don't really have to add up the series. You just add up the record, and you get what happens. Now, in the playoffs, sure, a series, yeah, great. Regular season, it doesn't matter. It's nice to win. Nice short-term goal. I get that.
As soon as it happens, people start tweeting at me. What's Doug going to say about that?
Boy, I bet he's angry.
Yes, it's taken on a life of its own. Like Doug is angry that they won this series. You're not bothered that they won this series. You just don't think we
happy they won.
Yeah, you just don't think we should make too much of it.
Yeah, you can overanalyze things, and that's one way of overanalyzing is, my gosh, we got a series win. The only thing that matters is you're 3 games behind the Cubs. You're in the race, and you just got to keep stacking up the wins.
How is it that this show has all these former Cardinals, Wainwright, Lynn, Holiday? Have we ever asked any of them how they approached it as players? I guarantee the skipper liked to stack a series.
Oh, yeah, they would all say, oh, sure, it's meaningful.
But I think that's how they're trained, to compartmentalize the entire season.
Oh, yeah.
And we're sitting here again talking about the same things.
Yes, we are.
Yes. 18-5 over the last 23. My question on television last night was, when do you buy? When do you buy in? When do you say, you know what, I think this team is going to be pretty good all year, or this is just a little blip, they're going to fade, don't get sucked in. All off season you said this team's no good. Why are you changing your mind now? I think that's a debate people are having internally. But I think when you watch them play, I did a reverse La Russa. Remember the rant where he said, you don't think so-and-so's going to hit? No. You don't think so-and-so? I did want to stop him that day and say, yeah, actually, I don't think Terry will hit. I wanted to go player by player and argue. But I think the reverse of that is, do you think Donovan's going to stop hitting? Do you think Wynn? Yeah, he's going to cool off a little bit. But I think Herrera, Wynn, Donovan, I think those guys are pretty good hitters. So I'm not sure that it's going to all of a sudden go in the other direction.
Where I would be concerned would be, I just can't imagine the rotation continuing to do what it's done. I mean, last night was the first time Michaelis hasn't looked good in 4 starts, but that would be where my concern would fall.
And I think that's fair. I mean, if you look at nightly, those guys have been really good, just about every night giving you 6 innings. But I think on the whole, I mean, you're 2 games behind the Dodgers in terms of record. Mm-hmm. The team that spends billions is this Mo's revenge, Tim.
Mo's revenge.
Mo's, welcome to 2025. Mo's revenge.
I've bought in already.
Doug's in.
I think they're going to be a contender just because the pitching looks really good. And some of the younger players, Nootbaar, Wynn, Donovan, they have really elevated their game to types of players that they haven't been the last couple of years. And I think Contreras will hit better than he has so far. I think as long as you've got pretty good starting pitching, and they got McGreevy down in the minors, if and when someone gets hurt, I think they're in pretty good shape to stay close to the Cubs all year.
And when they get down, whether it's early or late, you do have a sense, hey, they'll come back. I think they have a little bit of that vibe right now. Now, again, I don't see them as a World Series contender. But they're fun to watch, which is more than we were thinking. Although I think in February we had a vibe. Hey, it's a good group. Yeah. It's a likable group. We knew that going down there. Then we got to meet the fellas. It appears they're still riding the TMA bump months later.
Yeah, this show has to get credit once again.
Yes.
For other people's success, and that's kind of been the business model for a while. Yeah, if the playoffs were to start today, Cardinals would be in. And I believe they would have a matchup with the with the Mets. How about that? And then they would take on the Dodgers.
Mo's revenge. Who needs to spend?
It could be that the club is going to want us to travel with them and do the shows from the team hotels, maybe from some of the rooms themselves, just to continue with the TMA bump. That wouldn't shock me at all to get that kind of an email.
We're live from Alec Burleson's hotel room.
Right. Anyone that's slumping a little bit, we'll try to give them a pick-me-up.
During the 2006 NLCS, we did this program from Martin's hotel room at the Comfort Inn in Queens, New York. Do you remember that?
Oh, or was that the cat's room?
Somebody's room. So you guys were staying
I
at
remember
Comfort
sitting at the
Inn.
end of a bed with a headset on.
Oh, gosh.
Yes, we did. I forgot. I've kind of blocked it out, I think is what they call. The therapist says that's blocking. Yes, we did do that. One of the days we were at like WABC in New York, right? In downtown?
Yeah, I think we were WCBS, actually.
I remember the cat and I were in a car ride for like 2 hours to get there. You were thinking we're like in the back of it wasn't a limo, it was like a town car. I'm like, one of the Gottis. We're getting dropped off to do this crappy radio show. Probably getting paid with gift cards. We're riding in the back of a town car to downtown Queens.
Gift cards to be named later.
Gosh, I forgot all about that. But we were bringing heat, clearly.
Yeah, no doubt.
Team won the World Series.
Comfort Inn, nice humble brag. That's from the Hunchback of Von Castle. Yeah, that was probably a little unrelatable. Comfort Inn in Queens. Jackson, it was everything you would imagine it would be.
Oh, man.
With Shea Stadium off in the distance, and there's the...
Do you have an engineer or anything, or you just the three of you just figure out how to
We just
broadcast?
plugged into the wall and somehow it worked. Producer Joe, I would imagine.
Yeah.
What I remember about Shea Stadium is beyond the outfield and the parking lot there, it was all used auto parts. Do you remember that? There was an entire block. Yeah, I can't picture.
Probably stolen from the cars.
But
of
it
the
was
fans
one after. It was like 20 in a row, all used auto parts. If you needed a fender, a bumper, any piece of an automobile that may have fallen off was all for sale. Salvage. It wasn't quite as big as a salvage yard, but beyond Shea, which was a dump. That's my recollection. They've dressed it up a little bit with Citi Field.
Sure.
I don't understand why Doug doesn't understand the concept of winning a series. It's just common sense.
Yes.
That's from Michael, and Michael is in the YouTube chat, which is presented to you by Michelob Ultra.
All right. Okay, I'll give my point again. It's a nice little short-term goal. It means nothing in the big picture. Nobody cares how many series you win. Of course you'd rather win the series than lose the series, but what's important is that you get the victories, not the series. There.
But it gets you.
I don't know, better Michael. I don't know how you could argue any other way other than, yeah, it's nice to win a series, but in the big picture, it doesn't really matter.
Bragging rights. I think when some Baltimore toughs come around here.
Yeah. Does that happen a lot?
And we can poke them in the chest and say, remember that series in May? That's a big W for the rest.
Producer Joe would wear a Baltimore Orioles cap, and he just texted me and said, no. September 1st, 2006 had already happened. Martin?
I'm sorry?
He was talking about the New York trip, I'm sure.
So the Cardinals and Mets would have been in the playoffs mid-October 2006, and they beat the Padres in 4. Am I right on that?
Oh, I don't know.
Was that a gentleman's sweep? No.
I think that's a gentleman's
It has to be a 7-gamer to be a sweep,
so, yeah.
gentlemen's.
And producer Joe said September 1st, 2006 had already happened. I believe that's when he was terminated.
I was going to say, is that canon?
And that's when he told the general manager of the station to go F himself.
Which
and
is
they
always a way to
considered
kind of work it out.
Yeah. And I believe they considered that insubordinate.
Joe, how did you handle it? Did you see if there was a peace offering? I told him to F himself. So
He didn't do his job. It wasn't anything I did wrong. He didn't do the job.
So therefore, I don't know who would have been handling the broadcast.
So he says no,
Right.
meaning
he wouldn't have been on the show because he had gotten
Did you
whacked.
say he was on the show? Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I figured he was the engineer, but it was me, you, and
I don't
the
think
cat.
we had an engineer.
Yeah, I mean, but there's no way any of us doofuses could have done it.
Is it possible Joe was still with Andy Dick in Las Vegas at that time?
Oh, Doug. Boy, I'm just going to grab my phone and wait for the text. I know they're coming in.
Because he had quite a little weekend with that guy.
Seed dumpster. Swing by.
Yeah, it'd be great to have producer Joe.
So he was not part of the show. Yeah, that was a little awkward. And I have told that story. I'm guilty of repeating stories. I'm ready for the old home. But after it happened, and Joe Buck called and said, God, I heard the firings today. He said, I can't believe it. Why don't you do something about it? And I said, I know. Burwell's a good friend. And he said, I was talking about producer Joe. He was sideways. Joe Buck was sideways that Joe Pelusi got whacked. And I was thinking it was all about Burwell getting let go, which I believe was the same day.
Burwell not for insubordinate reasons.
No.
For the record. Sharon and Clayton is active. I don't know if she's playing today. It'd be a delight to meet her.
Sure.
First the diss by Wayno, and now this series argument. Good Lord. Leave Doug alone. It's good someone in that dais has high standards. You all better be ready to thank him for his motivation if these youngry dudes hoist that trophy in October. Hope your golf day's a fun one. That's Sharon and Clayton.
Well, thank you, Sharon.
She took us to task, but then she kind of gave us a little pat.
Nice. Yeah, it's nice.
I haven't had a chance to review yesterday's show. What was the Wainwright diss?
Oh, I asked him pretty much if he missed if pitchers miss hitting because of the DH now, because he always kind of liked to hit.
and he said it was the worst question he'd ever heard in his life.
Because it's obvious that they do miss it?
Well, he would have, I guess.
Yeah, Doug, it was like, do you like the DH rule, and would you have liked that in your career to not hit? And Wayno wasn't pleased.
Just thought it was the worst thing he'd ever heard.
Chairman, I hate to put you on the spot, but I believe you made a social media clip, right? That was the chairman's work?
Yeah.
So I don't know if that would be
available to put up. I guess if you follow the TMA STL Instagram and Twitter accounts, you can see the clip on there. But
it started because he got hurt hitting.
Yes, you asked him about his Achilles in Milwaukee.
I got that audio if you want it.
Hitting. Well, Martin, here you go. I would enjoy it. I missed the show yesterday. My sister's charity, Large, great organization, had an event. It's at the U-High.
Yes. I heard you're at the U-High.
I walk in at 7:05. Coach Kornfeld is there, still regretting cutting.
Thank you.
Clearly.
Absolutely.
That's why he's still working every day. And he said, I heard you were in the Hamptons. And I said, I'm sorry. He goes, they got you in the Hamptons today.
They got you in the Hamptons.
So I apologize. Missed the show, but look forward to this.
DH right before that point. Do you like that rule with the pitcher's not hitting? You were a good hitting pitcher. Would you have liked to have played in an era now where the pitchers don't get to hit or don't have to hit?
I can't believe you would say something like that to me. You must not know me at all.
Clip that off. Unbelievable. Adam Wainwright just went Scottie Pippen on Patrick Ewing on Doug.
I did. That's just the worst question I've been asked in my whole career.
Well, I tried.
Wow, really came unglued. But nobody seems to question it anymore. You know, it was such an argument for so long. Should the National League adopt the DH? And once they did, I don't hear anybody saying, gee, I sure miss the old days of starting pitchers striking out 4 times a game.
But see, and I understand that, and I don't dismiss it. What I think Wainwright's contention was, in part for him personally, he liked to hit. Mm-hmm. And then what he said later on, which I understand people probably weren't paying attention to because he had just taken you to task, but he missed the strategy element that the pitcher's spot brought in. And I personally loved that, but I would imagine the casual fan probably prefers not to see a guy, at least for the first 5-ish innings, go up there and strike out. I also think one of the reasons why the Cardinals won the 2011 World Series, outside of the obvious and David Freese, is the fact that Tony La Russa was able to manage circles around Ron Washington in the National League ballpark, whereas Washington just had a really tough time dealing with the pitcher's spot. So I think it adds an element of strategy that for me and probably other baseball nerds, they enjoy, but I understand for the casual fan, it's probably not something that anybody misses.
Yeah. Well, I'm not a casual fan, and I don't miss it. I'd much rather see the action of a guy hitting than a manager trying to decide who to pinch hit. To me, it's just more entertaining to see the hitters.
If Adam Wainwright played 20 years, probably did about 2 interviews a week. I've got him at about 20,000 career questions.
Probably, yeah.
Quick math. And that was the worst of the 20,000.
I like to stretch boundaries.
Gosh.
What if
shut up, Doug. Had asked that? Then it would have been okay.
Boy, Adam Wainwright, 10 career home runs.
Yeah.
He was a good hitter, really good hitter.
Homers,
How many Gibson hit, Doug?
Probably more than that, yeah.
Bob Gibson.
I think Don Drysdale hit 7 in one season.
Bob Gibson, for his career,
18,
hit
19.
24 bombs.
Yeah,
24, is that right?
20 and 144 RBIs.
Gosh, I wonder if the skipper would have hit him like 6th.
How about this, Doug? Take a look, because I know you don't have the text inbox up. That's brought to you by Air Comfort Service. Agree with Doug, as usual. That's from the Forrestal Farm Hummer. And then right above that text is, Doug's wrong, Tim's right as always. Isn't that nice? Martin, that's an illustration of the polarization in our nation, but it's taking place right here in the Air Comfort Service text inbox, 314-399-9646.
Some people like some things.
Some people don't like other things.
There you go. That's exactly right. We're going to have Donut Drive-In here, so for those of you looking for a feast, it will be here. And then lunch from Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken, Texas Roadhouse for the post-round dining experience. I will be here handing out the awards to my foursome, as we will win
And
I did see the plaques were already printed.
Yeah, it's a St. Gabriel thing.
Right.
St. Gabriel thing. And Doug will be handing the awards out following tomorrow's festivities. And Jackson's family, I guess, has been paired with my family, so that'll be I get a chance to play with Mitch.
Yeah, boy, big hitter.
Is that right?
Yeah.
He's going to put us to shame?
I don't think he's not Bryson, but he's a big hitter, good player. It's going to be a great time, I think Dodom's always a great time. The fifth major, of course, and I think it will reflect that.
Is this available on ESPN Plus today?
It's ESPN Plus.
Yeah, with all those
the
college
Thursday,
basketball games.
Whit Watson is on the
call.
Yeah. Doug is right. Would you rather win 2 out of 3 in 5 straight series or sweep 4 series in a row and then get swept once? You wouldn't win every series, but you would have more wins. That's from the 314.
Boy.
I don't know how you could intellectually argue it any other way than all that's really important are the wins. It's not the series. You're kidding yourself. You're lying to yourself if you think the series wins are what's important. It isn't.
Katie Wu tweeted out last night about the last 10 series and the Cardinals going 8-1-1. That was a big tweet. It got a lot of engagement.
Okay.
People are into the series.
What's a way to organize the season over short chunks? Yes, but it just doesn't matter.
Well, we can ask every player that comes on the rest of the year, and we know already it will not be the worst question they've ever heard, because that's now that's taken care of. Do you see Holiday sitting in a section all to himself? Yes, it's kind of lightly raining. It's the first inning. There are 30 people at the game in Baltimore. And Matt Holiday's sitting with us, I think it was with Ethan, and they're just in a section. And the Cat interviewed him pregame with Jackson, father and son. And
dot hat.
The dot hat, another different colored dot hat.
Yeah.
That M dot. I took a picture for you guys. I forgot to send it.
I just distracted you.
Yes. But the Cat did point out during the pregame, you could probably get a suite somewhere. But Matt's sitting in the set, and it just looked ridiculous. There's nobody within a mile of him and Ethan. Like they took this ticket stub. Sir, where's my seat at? God bless him, sitting in the rain. That Jackson had a nice night. And he told the Cat, I'm rooting for the Orioles, which I think is fine. Kind of like Big Walt in the World Series.
Anyone could understand that.
Speaking of Big Walt, Matthews going back. Gentleman's sweep last night in Raleigh, Martin. Gentleman's sweep.
Rod Brindamore, no more.
Yeah.
Carolina done. Yeah, a couple of bad games. You had conference finals, game 5, NHL, although it was a close game. That was a good game. Sorry, bad series because it was 4-1. Gentleman's sweep. Panthers going back 3rd straight year in the Stanley Cup final. NBA, the Hoop Rock was a big letdown. The Thunder win by like 30 over Minnesota.
Oh, yeah.
That was your cue, buddy. If you want,
I thought you were going to take the
one Hoop Rock. There you go.
Doug, Martin, and I were all looking at you, ready for you to go.
They're too deep, and they got the best player in basketball right now. So it's a tough matchup. If it's the Pacers, I think they run them. If it's the Knicks, I think it's a good series.
Oh, really?
Pacers, they just want to outlast you with 10 different guys. The Knicks aren't deep. That's why they're struggling. And the Thunder are the only team that can match that.
I would think at this point in the season, the team that's deepest maybe have the best chance to win the whole thing.
The Thunder are the deepest. That's why I think they match up with the Pacers well.
And they won their series and moved on.
Chairman Kurt just Keisha grade you with who cares?
Damn. It's always your own guys, fellas. It's always your own guys.
He sniped you from about 40 miles away.
Yeah, that's where we are. Oak Valley Golf Course for the Dotem. Day 1 of the Dotem is today, and a $15,000 bet between my foursome and Jackson's foursome, and we'll be in the same group too, so we'll be able to keep an eye on it. I may have requested that. I heard you get a little P. Reed out there.
Yeah.
So we'll monitor everything, especially Mitch. I've heard Mitch is a problem.
It's all fluff, baby.
Yeah, Mitch, we're playing the ball down in this group.
Optimal-wise.
You walked the course yesterday?
Yeah, I have a yardage book.
Okay. Green rating book?
Yeah, undulation. We studied. We're good to go. Our group's ready. We don't put 15 large on the line and just come out here and
I understand that. I understand.
Putts around.
You can text in 314-399-9646. You are welcome to email it for our Design Air Heating and Cooling email today, the morning after at InsideSTL.com. Design Air is online at designairservice.com. That's Seth Goldcamp. I had a listener last night say his air conditioning went out, and he wanted to make sure he was supporting the sponsors. I said, God bless. Let me put you in an email with Seth Goldcamp right now. Design Air Heating and Cooling is online at designairservice.com. Martin's a client. Doug's a client, and I'm a client as well. And the weather, Doug, I feel like we got the summer weather arriving
and that is glorious. So look at the forecast, and it's now, it's going to be in the 70s today, 75 tomorrow, and then the 80s. I think we're done with the nonsense. Finally, that means it's going to be warm. If you run into any HVAC issues, Design Air Heating and Cooling online at designairservice.com. Longest running sponsor on TMA. We're broadcasting live from Oak Valley Golf Course for the Dotem, presented to you by Michelob Ultra, as we partner with the St. Louis Hero Network in honor of Brian McKenna, and we will be joined by members of the St. Louis Hero Network and one of Brian's dearest friends and Martin's cohort at the 2 Fox, gentleman who's filled in on this program. Andy Banker will be with us coming up in the 8 o'clock hour. This is TMA, presented to you by Brown and Crouppen on 101 ESPN.
The Stanley Cup playoffs are on ESPN tonight. Stars and Oilers. Pregame at 6:30. Puck drop at 7. Your home for the NHL. 101 ESPN.
Spring into a new home with amazing savings at TR Hughes. Visit trhughes.com.
And we're back talking all things connectivity with Spectrum customers Kev and Melissa. So tell us, how long have you been with Spectrum, and how important is a reliable internet connection?
We've been Spectrum customers since we moved 12 years ago. The first thing we did is sign up for Spectrum Internet.
You get a lease, you get Wi-Fi.
Yes,
immediately.
We need that. We had Spectrum Wi-Fi before our couch got here.
That's true. That's a true story.
I'll sleep on the floor, but I won't go to bed with no internet.
You heard it here. Switch to Spectrum now.
I'm happy to announce that we have negotiated a trade deal.
Is it with China?
Oh, is it Europe? No, it's the Frank Lita Automotive Outlet in Bridgeton.
It's a trade buyout. You can get thousands over book value for any trade-in. Thousands. He's right, even if you still owe.
But what about down payments?
Every vehicle is just one dime down. A dime. New vehicles with a lifetime warranty, priced under $20,000 and payments under $300 a month. Acres of the hottest pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs, all makes, all models, and most come with a 7-year, 100,000-mile warranty.
I need credit.
Just ask for credit amnesty. If you've got a job and a dime, you ride. Plus, you could get thousands over current book value for any trade-in.
And now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to the trade buyout.
At the Frank Lita Automotive Outlet
in Bridgeton.
YesLita.com.
YesLita.com.
New 24 Mirage, $19,675, dime down, $290 a month, 72 months at 2% APR, plus tax tag title to qualified buyers.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertisements.
If you get hurt because of somebody else's carelessness, it's not right. The pain, the suffering, the medical bills, the lost wages. We get you justice. We get you fairness. We get you paid for the inconvenience and pain that you suffered. We care about you, and we will get you every dollar you deserve, no matter what. We're Brown and Crouppen.
This Father's Day, help Dad be all he can be with a gift from the Home Depot, because he's not just Dad, he's the handyman of the house, the plumber in a pinch, and the emergency mechanic. Upgrade his gear this Father's Day with the Husky Mechanics 270-piece tool set from the Home Depot. Now on special buy for $119, a $695 value. For every kind of dad, find the perfect gift this Father's Day at the Home Depot.
I want to learn how to cook, but I keep ordering takeout.
Accomplishing goals is hard, but when your goal is to learn a new language, Babbel makes it easy. In just 15 minutes a day, Babbel will help you start having conversations in as little as 3 weeks. Words and phrases you'll actually use. So when someone asks, "How's your French going?" you can say,
Babbel facilite grandement l'apprentissage d'une nouvelle langue.
Now save up to 50% on your Babbel subscription at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com.
Open up.
TMA is broadcasting live from Oak Valley Golf Course and Resort for the Dotem Golf Tournament. Refreshed by Michelob Ultra on 101 ESPN.
Oh, Doesn't seem like it's going to end well for Carlin.
There are two great
does.
mysteries in my life that are centered around Chris Carlin.
Okay, let's hear 'em.
Okay, so one is the whole Bam Bam Bigelow thing. I just can't believe that they're not related, right? I will not accept that. I just refuse to believe it. It's just
he's a lot more athletic than I am. Believe it or
but
not.
you know what? Hold on. But you always say you're sneaky athletic. You're cat-like. You always say that. They call you the Cat Daddy.
Yeah.
Like so. I mean, they do. That is one of his nicknames on local radio in New York, the Cat Daddy.
Cat
So
Daddy?
there is that. But then also, and I'll never figure out how this works. Somehow, some way, my sport coat on the suits that I wear perfectly fits Chris Carlin.
What?
I don't know how. I don't know why. Perfectly fits Chris Carlin. Any sport coat that I have at the studio, he can wear.
What in the Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants?
I have no idea how it works.
Can I ask a question then?
It actually works.
Is there an argument that maybe you're a bad friend to him because playing as many years in the NFL as you have, you probably have accumulated some fancy schmancy brand that Carlin, even though he's on TV all the time, probably would not buy. Don't you think you should be giving him maybe some suits that you wouldn't wear anymore?
But why would I give him the suits that I wouldn't wear when the suits that I actually wear fit him to a T?
Here's what I just heard.
If I couldn't wear the suit, then it probably wouldn't fit him either.
Oh, yeah, good point.
But here's what I just heard from Evan. I would never buy any kind of clothes that are any good, and why don't you give them your hand-me-downs?
That's what it sounded like.
That's not at all.
That's what he was saying, Carlin.
Yeah.
That's not at all. Are you kidding?
That's exactly what it was.
Not at all. That's seriously, that's not at all what I was saying.
Oh,
I'm
Carlin,
saying,
take a look at the inside of your jacket. The label says big and fat. Gotcha. Okay. That's where
not even in the slightest would I ever say something like that. Not even in the slightest.
I'm just morning. It's the fairways or Westwood Bermuda, and they take a little bit warmer, hotter, humid weather for them to start popping. So we're about 2.5 weeks behind where we really truly would like to be. But as far as the greens, the tees, the golf course is really coming along.
What hole is Jimmy Hoffa buried? No. Well, you said no. Doug, is that a fair question?
I don't know that it is. Well, back in those days, when Mr. Hoffa came to St. Louis through the Harold Gibbons, who was the head of the union here, they drove and decided which way to go. They were originally going to go out Highway 70, and then two attorneys that were close to Mr. Hoffa and Mr. Gibbons said, well, let's go down 55, because they were from South St. Louis. So they went down 55, and they found this
So really it does have some Hoffa influence then?
Oh, yes, sir.
I was kidding.
No, yes, sir.
Okay.
The camp itself was developed for the union members, their families, their children. Back in those days, there was a summer camp, a nursing facility, horseback riding, tennis. You would come and play golf. If you were a member of the union, you would come and play golf. I think it was $7.
No.
A hamburger was $2. It was for the benefit of all union members, for their families to enjoy. And it had been here from, the late 60s until a gentleman named Takir bought it 10 years ago.
And Circus Webb, famous name. Do we have some family roots there?
Well, my father was an attorney. He, believe it or not, 40 years ago today he passed away.
Oh, wow.
I miss him terribly, but he was an attorney, and I'm his son, and I'm 70 now. And yes, my family was involved in the St. Louis community and in politics, and then I've been involved in the golf business since 1993 here in St. Louis.
Okay. Well, it's a great spot. It is a hidden gem, and it's right off 55.
Yeah.
But I liked the entrance to the course, the whole layout here. You got a little bit of a nice drive to get to the clubhouse.
Yes, and what's neat about it is just what you mentioned. It's right off 55. It's right off the exit. 325 acres. The swimming pool, the golf, the clubhouse, Andre's Banquet Center. It is a complete facility. RV park, fishing. It's really a hidden gem in reference to people not really realizing it's been here. And so we took over the golf management part of the golf course January 1st. And it's a passion of ours. Grant Kelly's our manager here, and it has been an inviting and a good experience so far. We're excited about it. And why we took on this challenge, with having Sugar Creek Golf Course and Oak Valley, we created a software program that if you call Sugar Creek and we happen to be full that morning, we press a button on the computer and say we can book you at our sister course, or vice versa. If you call Oak Valley and we're full, we press a button and we put them at Sugar Creek. Where the old adage in the hotel casino business was, that's leakage. You don't want to lose that customer. So we don't tell them we'll call down to our other golf course. No, we book them right then and there. So the two sister courses working together is starting to show it works.
Now, because of my touch around the greens, I always like to ask what the course record is here, just in case I should take a run at it.
Humble brag.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but I'm going to guess.
Yeah.
I'm going to guess 62.
62 is the number you got to beat today, doesn't it?
Is it long or short course or long? Or
The front nine is short.
Yeah.
The back nine is a little bit more challenging and longer. Okay. The difference was the front nine was built in a different design era, where the Gary Kern designed the back nine, more so of your modern golf courses.
Okay. I'll keep that in mind if I get close.
We'll let you know, Circus, if Doug is hovering around the low 50s as he heads to this final stretch. Circus Webby of Oak Valley, our guest here. That's where we are today for the Dotem. It's presented to you by Michelob Ultra Day 1. Circus, thanks so much for stopping by, and thank you for having us.
You're welcome, and I want to tell all of you, thank you so much. This has been a wonderful experience. Myself and the staff, more so the management and your staff, have worked so well together, and we just wish you all the best success today, and we're glad to be part of it.
Thank you so much. We appreciate it. That's Circus Webby Jr. with us here on TMA. We'll take a commercial break, come back with more Morning After, presented to you by Brown and Crouppen.
101 ESPN is powered by Kaufman Townsley St. Louis's injury lawyers. Call 314-500-5000.
Welcome to Staples.
Hi, I hear Staples prints it all.
Oh, you bet. Posters, banners.
Can you print it all for Father's Day?
Oh, of course. Photo gifts like canvas prints, photo puzzles.
Can you print it all for graduation?
Sure can. Custom cards and invites.
Can you print a huge banner with the grad's picture?
Oh, definitely.
Even an embarrassing baby picture?
Oh, those are the best kind.
I know, right?
Print it all for dads and grads at Staples. And right now, get 40% off custom cards, invites, and photo gifts. N75 exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for details.
Everyone has a fave Wendy's Frosty flavor. And when you're choosing from chocolate or vanilla, it's not that hard. But now, there's all new Frosty Swirls and Frosty Fusions. So try picking your fave from Oreo Brownie Fusion, Pop-Tarts Strawberry Fusion, Strawberry Swirl, Brownie Batter Swirl, Caramel Swirl, and Caramel Crunch Fusion. Not so easy now, huh? For a fresh way to Frosty, gotta be Wendy's.
At participating U.S. Wendy's, Oreo is a trademark of Mondelez International Group. Pop-Tarts is a trademark of Kellogg North America Co., LLC, used with permission.
Bet like the pros with the world's largest sports book right at your fingertips. Circus Sports is now available in Illinois. Hi, I'm Derek Stevens. I've been a lifelong sports bettor, and I'm the owner of Circus Sports. We're excited that the Circus Sports app is now ready for action. Experience big app bets with high betting limits, tight money line splits, and more. Now you can download, fund, and bet like a pro from anywhere in Illinois. Download your new bookie today at circusports.com. If you or someone you know may have a problem with gambling, call 1-800-GAMBLER or text ILGAMB to 833-234.
Men, trouble in the bedroom? Not anymore. Paramount Men's Medical Center restores your sex life in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough treatments eliminate erectile dysfunction and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? Paramount Men's Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant results on their first visit.
Paramount Men's Medical Center's breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, regardless of age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. You'll see instant results in the office. Plus, qualified patients get their testosterone checked free. Call 314-887-4442. 314-887-4442. To restore your sex life in just one visit, call now. 314-887-4442.
Tight on cash? Say less. McDonald's under $3 McValue menu comes through. Pick from
from over 10 faves under $3 like a sausage biscuit or any size iced coffee for $2.29. Grab small fries and add in any size frozen Cardinals mix for $1.99. Or pick up a mini McFlurry whenever you're feeling it. Quick snack breaks to late night cravings and everything in between. McD comes through. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Prices and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal. Fanta is a registered trademark of the Coca-Cola Company.
I'm happy to announce that we have negotiated a trade deal.
Is it with China?
Oh, is it Europe? No, it's the Frank Lita Automotive Outlet in Bridgeton.
It's a trade buyout. You can get thousands over book value for any trade-in. Thousands. He's right, even if you still owe.
What about down payments?
Every vehicle is just $1 down. A dime. New vehicles with a lifetime warranty, priced under $20,000 and payments under $300 a month. Acres of the hottest pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs, all makes, all models, and most come with a 7-year, 100,000-mile warranty.
I need credit.
Just ask for credit amnesty. If you've got a job and a dime, you ride. Plus, you can get thousands over current book value for any trade-in.
And now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to the trade buyout.
At the Frank Lita Automotive Outlet
in Bridgeton.
YesLita.com.
YesLita.com.
New 24 Mirage, 19,675, 9 down, $290 a month, 72 months at 2% APR, plus tax tag title to qualified buyers.
Elite Comfort Experts is heating and cooling done the right way. Family values delivered straight to your home with a BBB Torch Award for ethics to prove it. We are dedicated to earning our customers' trust. No gimmicks, just guarantees. Let us earn your trust at EliteComfortExperts.com.
Sponsored by JimButlerChevrolet.com.
Jim Butler, Chevy Powerhouse, best price and selection's what we're all about.
No, we still have the classic jingle, right?
Jim Butler is the Chevy Powerhouse.
Together, let's drive at JimButlerChevrolet.com.
You can now listen to 101 ESPN on demand. Get caught up on all our shows and podcasts at 101ESPN.com or on the 101 mobile app. 101 ESPN podcasts are presented by the Schaefer Door Company. 101 ESPN Sports Center.
This is Chairman Kurt with another Sports Center update driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. The Cardinals get the all-important series victory, taking 2 out of 3 in Baltimore. They win last night, 6-4, day off today, and then they'll head down to Texas to take on the Rangers. That was another Sports Center update driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. See him at Londoff.com. Chevy, together we drive. Are you kidding me?
TMA is broadcasting live from Oak Valley Golf Course and Resort for the Dotem Golf Tournament, refreshed by Michelob Ultra on 101 ESPN.
Cardinals, they hungry. In 2025, we're gonna go all in. Gonna start it off by thumping the Twins. From there on out, it's all downhill. We going bats on fire. Bill, 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 Bill. DeWitt, that is the man at the top. Open them purse strings, tired of the slop. All he got to keep the young ones in there. Play them every day. Show your sincere.
Rosette, I thought that was Luke and Baker. How many pleasant gentlemen can they be?
Their motto. Luke and Baker hit a couple more the other day. I'm like,
that's Doug's guy.
He's done it for 3 years in a row now.
The Memphis Redbirds all-time home run leader. And as he said, that's not really something you want to be known for.
TMA is presented to you by Brown and Crouppen. We are live from Oak Valley Golf Course and Resort, site of the 2025 Dotem, which is presented to you by Michelob Ultra. And Doug, patrons will start arriving to line the fairways for the players as balls will be in the air at 10:30. Got together with my team this morning for a meeting to kind of lay out our approach to attacking this golf course. And we determined that the number we need to get to is 15 under par to win the Thursday round. 15 under par is where we need to get to.
Is Cletus playing today?
No, he's playing tomorrow.
Oh, because it'll be, 18, 19, 25 under par is going to be necessary to take him out.
That's correct. Tim,
he feels a very strong club.
Tim, in the role of Rory, not just because you're Irish.
Thank you.
But will you treat Jackson like he's Bryce? on Sunday.
I won't talk to him.
Yep,
I won't talk to him. I need to try to freeze him out and take his $15,000. And I am looking forward to being paid handsomely on the 18th green.
Well, we're going to see about that.
Nice comeback.
We're going to see what me and my team can do. You know?
Mr. Lick says, can I call in? Sure you can. 314-974-0101. That's the number for the Collier and Thompson phone lines. You'll be talking to Chairman Kurt, who is back at the 101 ESPN headquarters in Creve Coeur, Missouri, to take your calls. And Mr. Lick's calling in tends to activate Matt Holliday, who was at the Cardinals and Orioles game last night.
Which would be perfect. Love to hear from Licks, but if it leads to Red Jacket, he might be traveling today after 3 days in Baltimore.
Where do you think he's going back to Oklahoma?
He had a different, he was with his wife Leslie Monday, Ethan yesterday, and rooting for them O's. But unfortunately, they did not win the series. The Cardinals did. They're 18-5. They're going to be in Texas this weekend. Then coming back home next week. We'll see. We're going to be into June. We saw some good crowds against Arizona, and it is more fun in the summer when the team is playing well. Doug, can you feel a buzz in the city?
I can start to feel it, yeah. When I talk to people, they seem to be pretty excited about the Cardinals again. People are upbeat, I believe. No reason not to be, really. Just because it's not the team we expected doesn't mean it's still nothing to get excited about. Yeah, I think people are starting to catch a little bit of Cardinal fever.
Those Cubs are starting to play pretty good ball up there. They're playing really well.
Well, they've been playing the Gateway Grizzlies the last couple nights.
They have been playing the Rockies, who would probably struggle with the Gateway Grizzlies. Martin, they've dropped to 9-47 on this campaign. So
You
if
almost
you laid the $360 to win $100, you were paid handsomely. But again, you had to risk $360 to win $100. That's how bad it is for the Rockies.
I'm almost rooting for them to lose now, just so we can see something we've never seen before. The all-time worst team put together in Major League Baseball.
The next worst record is the White Sox, and they have twice as many wins as the Colorado Rockies, who the Cubs have been taking care of in Chicago. So the Cardinals 32-24. Chairman Kurt, I'm going to call for audio. I don't.
But they may stumble on us, which was why we had to give context. You can't stumble on a pay-per-view. You have to make the decision to buy it. If you make the decision to buy it, one would think you know the context of the storylines leading up to it.
Right.
So that's an it's an interesting point, because you have no idea the lead up, and they don't need to do that because they know you're already invested.
Yeah, because the last match that I watched, they kept referencing the champ, and I was like, but is it Hulk Hogan or is it Andre the Giant? Which one's the champ? I had to wait and figure out who they were talking about.
So you're watching in mystery.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Totally a blind resume.
Okay, so let's see. Iceman just tweets at Chris Canty 99 at M Smallman at Evco Radio at Sports ESPN. I don't know. The Undertaker versus Mankind in a cage.
It's a great one.
Her watching Undertaker steel cage match. Mankind she'll have a lot of questions about.
I think that she needs a primer into some chaos before she gets there, though, because that'll be a little bit confusing
That's
at first.
more chaotic than a TLC match?
Well, because of how it starts. Yeah, I don't want to ruin it, but yeah. I think it would be a little bit confusing at first.
CC? Any type of match you want, any wrestler. An Undertaker match is interesting.
Yeah, is there any stars that I haven't been exposed to yet? In the wrestling universe?
Mankind, Dude Love, Cactus Jack, Rockin' Taco.
Who's considered to be the GOAT?
Maybe Kurt Angle versus Shawn Michael?
That's a tactician kind of like.
That's a tactical,
It's a great match.
That's a good one, too.
Okay.
What was that, WrestleMania?
That I couldn't tell
Which one is that, Pat? It's in the 20s.
Yeah, it's 20, maybe 22, somewhere right in that.
So do we want to narrow it down, put it at Unsports ESPN, get the votes in by the end of the show?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, let's do that. At Unsports ESPN, we can narrow it down. Pat will give Rob the 4, and away we go.
Okay.
I still want you to watch the Royal Rumble for like hours on end today. We're on Sportsmanlike, presented by Progressive.
This just in. The NFL schedule has dropped, and you know what that means. It's go time. Adam Schefter here with the Insider Tip. If you're trying to catch your team live this season, Vivid Seats is the move. For the best selection of games and seats, it's time to snap your tickets up now. Vivid Seats has great deals on great seats and the only rewards program in the game. It's no wonder they're the official ticketing partner of ESPN. So don't wait. Head to vividseats.com or download the app and lock in those game days.
You've probably heard of speed dating, but what if there was something similar for hiring, especially if you're running a growing business? There is Zip Intro from ZipRecruiter. You can post your job today and talk to interested qualified candidates tomorrow. Simply select a time, and Zip Intro finds and schedules qualified candidates for you. Then you can choose who you'd like to connect with and meet and greet people through back-to-back video calls starting as soon as the next day. Try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/USL. That's ZipRecruiter.com/USL.
Golf doesn't start till...
Hey, it's Greg McElroy from the Always College Football Podcast. Check out our current episode where we sit down with the head coach of the Alabama Crimson Tide, Kalen DeBoer, and go through some second-year win totals for coaches in the Power Four. Download it anywhere where you get your podcast.
What's up, kiddos? Clinton Yates here. Coming up on Thursday, the Thunder take Game 5 to advance to the NBA Finals. Should they be considered heavy favorites to host the Larry O'Brien Trophy? We'll tell you Thursday on Clinton and Friends at 10 a.m. Eastern on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
How are you? My name's Scott Van Pelt, host of SVPod, along with my partner in crime, Stanford Steve. What do we talk about mostly on the podcast, Steve?
Sports.
Some.
Parenting.
I feel like that comes up a lot. I feel like most recently I've needed some help because I feel like my shortcomings there are evident. It's life stuff, you know, relatable content.
It's fun.
It's just two bald-headed goons just talking about nonsense a lot. In a crowded podcast space, there's that one.
We're here.
Here we are.
An ESPN Radio Extra Point with Myron Metcalf.
At the end of the day, he's the face of this Timberwolves organization. He's been an Olympian. I think coming into the year, I think a lot of people said that dude is next, right? He's in that Jason Tatum, SGA, Luka, the next potential faces of the NBA, even though he said he didn't want to be that. I think what you can't live with if you're Chris Finch is Anthony Edwards not being more aggressive. You can live with the missed shots. You can live with not being able to beat the number one seed in the Western Conference. I think the thing that's more difficult to stomach is why wasn't Anthony Edwards doing what he claims he wanted to do? He wants to be like Kobe. He wants to be like MJ. Well, those dudes never went out without being aggressive. Maybe they lost, but they didn't lose like that. So what is it going to take to get Anthony Edwards to realize his potential and to understand his role and responsibility in these moments?
You ever try fixing your car and realize you're missing that one part? Yeah, been there. That's why eBay's my go-to. They've got millions of parts, guaranteed to fit. I'm talking brake pads for when yours have seen one too many miles of stop and go. Oil filters, because you don't mess around with your engine care. Even got this cold air intake on my watch list. I might just go for it. To keep the ride cool and your DIY streak hot. Find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. eBay. Things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Something amazing is happening in business. More companies are turning to Mac. From finance to fulfillment, CDW will seamlessly support Mac integration into your organization. With the power of Apple Silicon, best-in-class security, and compatibility across your favorite apps, your team will have the performance they need and the tools they love. Make amazing happen. Mac and CDW. Learn more at cdw.com/Apple.
This is Unsportsmanlike on ESPN Radio and on ESPNU. The NBA playoffs continue on ESPN Radio. Down 3-1, the Knicks return to Madison Square Garden facing a must-win Game 5. Will they survive? Coverage begins tonight at 7:30 Eastern with tip-off at 8 Eastern on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app, presented by Indeed.
Don't forget to catch the 5th hour of Unsportsmanlike on our socials, brought to you by 5 Hour Energy. Introducing spicy Cinco de Mango, sweet, spicy, and a tad unhinged. Only available at 5hourenergy.com. That's on our socials at UnsportsESPN on Twitter, along with Michelle Smallman. Had an incident with security today. Troublemaker at UnsportsESPN for the backstory there. Chris Canty, Evan Cohen with you. You're going to fight that?
I'm not a troublemaker. Troublemaker
presented to you by Michelob Ultra.
Makes it seem like I had the intent to do something wrong, which I did not.
I watched Pitch Perfect, my wife and I, with our kids this weekend for the first time. Troublemaker. That was one of those that made me think of that.
It seemed like it. Perhaps
now they want to watch 2 and 3, and I didn't love Pitch Perfect 2 and 3. Did you?
I don't think I saw 2 and 3.
All the Packers guys in 2? You didn't see it?
No, I don't think so.
Wow, not a fan.
Saw the original.
Not a fan, clearly. Knicks Pacers tonight for the chance to meet the Oklahoma City Thunder in the finals for, obviously, the Indiana Pacers. The Thunder are amazing. We've been talking about that and Anthony Edwards' status as face of the game candidate throughout the show today. But the New York Knicks, despite Nuno saying that he would rather our producer take Jalen Brunson over Tyrese Halliburton for the next 5 years, which I know CC and I think is wild on this one. It leads us into a conversation that, CC, you started yesterday. And since you started it, I'll go to Smalls first on this to see where you are, because I don't know that you've weighed in on this yet.
Okay.
Do you believe the New York Knicks in the Eastern Conference Finals? Great season. Great season. Bunch of great players playing their butts off, as likable as could be. New York's rallying around them. All of that said, do you think the Knicks need a new best player if they want to win a championship? That's not to say get rid of Brunson, to go from a 1 to a 2.
Like a Durant.
You name the person. You name the player. You name how you want to get them. We would not, in all of our critique of Anthony Edwards, we have not said they need a new best player.
No.
We may say they need a new co-star. He needs more time to develop. He needs to go through the battle scars of getting there like others did. We have not asked this specific question. Do you think the New York Knicks need a new best player?
That's such a tough question because you can make such a good argument on either side. I want to say no, that if you have Jalen Brunson as your 1, look at where he's gotten you. Obviously, he can get you to a certain point, but can he get you over the hump? I truly do believe the Knicks could win a title with Jalen Brunson as their best player. I just think this is a particularly bad matchup for them. The style of play that Indiana has and the way that they wear you down, I think, is not beneficial to the Knicks. I think if you make a couple tweaks on the team here and there, maybe you could still get it done with Brunson, but we're a season away from that being a completely different conversation if the results aren't different. Even though right now, as I sit here, I think that they could get it done.
So you say no, they don't.
I say no now.
CC, do you believe the New York Knicks need a new best player?
Yes.
Because?
I think they need a new best player. I don't think that Jalen Brunson is good enough to be the superstar that takes this team over the hump, over the ceiling that they've already established. They were a second-round exit team until they got Karl Anthony Towns and Mikal Bridges this offseason. They got around later in the postseason. Congratulations. But I think this is as far as they can go with Brunson as the best player. And it's not to slight Jalen Brunson, because Jalen Brunson is an absolute dog, second-team All-NBA. He's a phenomenal player. But sometimes that player's best just isn't good enough. And we had Jay Will in studio yesterday, and he was talking about guards that are 6'2" or shorter. How many of them have been the stars on a championship-winning team? How many of them have been the guys on a championship-winning team? He said you got to go back to Isaiah Thomas.
So it's a size issue.
It's a size issue because of the liability that he ends up being on the defensive end. So there's that aspect of it. But then also in terms of being able to take over a game in the championship rounds, you don't necessarily get that from Jalen Brunson. You just don't. I mean, in Game 4, the guy scored a grand total of 2 points in the fourth quarter.
The The Spread Zone, where sports betting meets reckless optimism, questionable logic, and the occasional stroke of genius. With hosts Anthony Stalter, Tim McKernan, and Scott Rizzuto. Check out the latest from the Spread Zone at 101ESPN.com or the 101 mobile app. The Spread Zone is brought to you by FanDuel Sportsbook. Make every moment more.
$2,500 off a new cooling system with the longest warranty in town at SwissAirSTL.com.
Your biggest choice in home restoration is who you trust with your home, your most valued asset. Few can match Banner Construction's experience and dedication to excellence. Banner is an elite preferred James Hardy contractor and Pella window specialist. Restoration is a one-time opportunity to have Banner's design team show you architectural options to make your home the neighborhood showcase. Call for a free consultation at 314-569-1050. Again, that's 314-569-1050. Now hiring qualified carpenters.
So there are some
my
players
storage is full.
that have teams
I have
built
to delete
around
some photos. Don't need
and the
these.
concept of them having a best player
Our holiday world
supersede
trip?
them
You can't delete
with that
those.
specific
The one of
team,
mom's
I don't
hair
know
after
that it
riding
was simple. I'll give you an
Thunderbird.
example.
My hair
I don't know.
remembers
despite
ex-blue
what he
ice
says.
cream face.
I don't know
I'm
that Jimmy
keeping
Butler
these
could have
forever.
been the second
At
best player
Holiday
on the
World
Wings.
and Splash and Safari, we
They
can't
built
free
the
up your
team
phone
around him
storage,
for
but we
5
do have
years.
free soft drinks, parking, and sunscreen. Time to make room for the good stuff. Visit holidayworld.com.
You wouldn't trust a butcher to babysit your pet pig. You wouldn't trust a lumberjack to repair your antiques. Or a professional wrestler to be your massage therapist. So why would you trust anyone but AMCO to fix your car? For over 50 years, we've been the trusted experts in transmission repair.
AMCO offers easy payment plan options for most any credit situation, so you can fix it fast and pay it off slow at AMCO.
AA MCO.
This Friday, May 30th, it's the Frank Lita Honda St. Jude Dream Home Giveaway Ticket Pop-Up. Don't miss your first chance to purchase tickets for this year's St. Jude Dream Home Giveaway in St. Louis. You could win a new Honda from Frank Lita Honda, or you might score the grand prize, a brand new Fisher home valued at $650,000. The St. Jude Dream Home Giveaway Ticket Pop-Up is this Friday, May 30th at Frank Lita Honda. There'll be food, music, and giveaways. That's this Friday afternoon, 3 till 6 at Frank Lita Honda on Auto Mall Drive in O'Fallon.
Start your summer with a weekend showdown. Shohei Ohtani and the Los Angeles Dodgers roll into Busch Stadium June 6th through the 8th. Be there Friday for a cool new promo, the first ever Cardinals neck fan. Perfect for hot game days. Then on Sunday, young fans 15 and under take home a Rawlings Kids Glove. It's a weekend of big matchups and big giveaways. Get your tickets now at cardinals.com/promotions.
This is Mason Wynn, St. Louis Cardinals, for the Lou.
Hey parents, looking for something fun and unforgettable to do with the kids? Bring the whole family to a Cardinals game at Busch Stadium. From kid-friendly activities and giveaways to awesome promotions like Kids Run the Bases. Your little ones will have a blast, and so will you. Check out Family Sundays, presented by Smithfield, where select tickets include a free jumbo hot dog and soda. There's nothing like sharing the magic of Cardinals baseball together. Make your memories this summer at Busch Stadium. Tickets are available at cardinals.com.
Need a lawyer? Onder wins. Call Onder Law at 314-9-million. That's 314-9 all zeros. Or go to onderwins.com.
WXOS, WXOS HD1 East St. Louis and KPNT HD Collinsville. 101 ESPN is driven by Auto Centers Nissan, home of the lifetime warranty and 30-day return. GMA is broadcasting live from Oak Valley Golf Course and Resort for the Dotem Golf Tournament, refreshed by Michelob Ultra on 101 ESPN.
and it's angered people, that's a good sign because that means they care, Tim. And if they didn't care, we'd have problems. So thank you for caring. And please direct all concerns and complaints to tim@tim.com.
That's correct. Tim.com is the domain.
Or I thought it was Negril111 at gmail.com. It feels like kind of the blues of the Cardinal season where you start out slow and then you find your sea legs and you get back into contention late. It's kind of where we are.
So if we could just stay on the air, we could have a baby?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah. And these texters need to know that their comments, they hurt right to the bone. We are so sensitive around here. It hurts our feelings.
Tim had a laptop turned towards me to read the comments. Kind of like Ollie Marmol's moment where he said, I'll take a look at that. And the first one said, you're cute as a button. signed Bill in South County. It was a little awkward. But when you turned it towards me, I looked. They were coming in so fast, I couldn't read a single one.
Yeah, it's 8:11, but the text inbox is catching up with all the texts from 8:09. Mr. Lick says he's calling in, and nobody will take his call.
We're a little preoccupied.
Can we just get the show on the air for 1 second, Mr. Lick? For the love of God.
Don't snap at him.
Is the least important thing on my dossier right now. I got 1,000 things to do, trying to work it all out. I don't care about Mr. Lick's call.
Yeah, my mom can call in. I'm not answering.
Wow. They finally broke Jackie Papers. He almost lasted 5 years without having an on-air meltdown, but it just happened, and it was because Mr. Lick's phone
no one's
call.
answering. I wonder why.
Yeah, I think he really is mad. It's going to be fun.
That's good. I'm going to win this $15,000 going away. I might be a money line play at this point.
Jackson's going to swing harder at a ball than he ever has, and it's going to go hard right. It's just gonna go.
Man. All right, I think we're okay now.
Tim, did you see that a mascot ranking in baseball?
Yeah, I saw this. But is it the hottest mascots?
It's really bizarre.
Is it hottest?
I was on the 2 Fox last night, and the story before me was sexiest mascot.
Sexiest mascot.
And they said Fred Bird makes the list, and then the announcement was he's number 12. And I thought, well, that's kind of offensive.
He doesn't wear pants.
See?
The MLB, and I said him, and then I corrected myself, and I said, or her. Or they, because I wasn't sure.
Fred Bird?
And then
Fred.
I know I made it. Well, I don't know anymore.
Frederica Jackson.
Not
every. I guess.
Come on, it's 2025, Jackson.
Not every team has a mascot. Do you know how many teams have a mascot? Of the 30 teams, Doug, how many have a mascot?
Oh, let's say 20.
27. Good.
Okay.
Fred Bird finished number 12. Do you know who was ranked as the most attractive? I'm reading this script here.
Can we have initials?
Most attractive in the senior circuit.
Philly Fanatic?
It's a great guess.
Boy, I can't even
Now, what if I told you the
think
name
of a lot of the
the mascot? Would that help? You would think
Might.
it would. Baxter.
Baxter.
Did you know the Arizona Diamondbacks, Baxter, was rated as the #1 most attractive MLB mascot?
Based on what exactly?
Yeah, what is Baxter?
He's been let's see. This story is more about Fred Bird. I apologize.
I'm trying to think of the 3 teams that don't have a mascot. Yankees, Dodgers.
What about that Dodger bobblehead with the big Mr. Dodger?
Do the Cubs have one?
This list is
don't they have a little
they
bear?
They do.
Do the White Sox maybe?
Well, I have
The
to
Rockies
say,
have certainly given up. Maybe they don't have one.
No, they got one.
No.
Dinger.
Yeah,
Isn't that
Dinger.
The story is woefully incomplete, and I apologize. It references how
You're getting like 8 pop-up ads.
It references how Fred Bird has been a constant presence. That's what you want.
Gosh.
Hey, do you like him? Do you love him? And I love Fred Bird, but he finished 12th on the list of most attractive mascots. Tim, I apologize. Let's get knocked back off the air. I thought I had the story properly called.
We had a story a few months ago where that the mascot for the Denver Nuggets makes like $750,000 a year.
Rocky, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, because of the show he puts on at halftime, dunking the balls, jumping off of trampolines and everything.
Well,
$750.
Well, I think they often do like bar mitzvahs and weddings and store openings.
He's big on the bar mitzvah circuit?
Sure, man.
If you're going to have a bar mitzvah, you got to have a mascot.
Well, I went to many a bar mitzvah where Louie or Fred Bird were going to be there for 5 minutes.
Who is it yours?
No, we couldn't get
Kai.
Oh, no.
Kai was there, and he was allowed a +1 to your bar mitzvah, wasn't he?
Probably. We couldn't get Benny the Bull, so I guess we just did no mascots.
I believe it is a full-time job now.
Yeah,
Both Fred
for
Bird
sure.
and Louie, guys who work there full-time.
Because they're in the off-season, that's when they're out, bar mitzvahs and weddings.
Oh, that's right. How about Bot's mitzvahs?
Bat mitzvahs as well.
Yeah.
Bar and
the
bat.
gorilla.
Benet even.
In Phoenix was an acrobatic gym, the gorilla.
Yeah,
Phoenix.
oh yeah. Famous.
There's a lot of poorly written stuff on the web. I cannot.
Well, what
Not Fox
could
2, of
Fred
course.
Bird do to
Oh,
climb the rankings to get up for top 5 or so? If he's 12 now, what's he need to do?
Trying to find out what makes that Baxter such a delight.
You're going to track this down.
Yeah,
aren't you?
this is driving me crazy now.
Well, it was a nice topic, and I guess we could stay with it.
It says I got some paywalls for sites I've never heard of.
One of the funniest things I saw with the Mascot was back when Rick Ankiel was having his control problems. Cardinals were playing the Mets in the playoffs, and so I would happen to go there to Shea Stadium to cover it. They brought in Ankiel to warm up. I think this happened probably during a commercial break, but while he was warming up, he threw a pitch all the way back to the backstop and just barely missed Mr. Mitt, the guy with the huge head. Missed him by a second. And Ankiel said after the game he was asked about it, he said, "Well, you got to stay heads up back there."
Here you go, Tim. The Arizona Diamondbacks mascot, D. Baxter. Get it? D-Bax?
Oh, I do, yeah.
D.
And that won him the award.
He's a highlight at each home game. The Bobcat is funny, teasing, and plays jokes on fans. He's also friendly, making sure everyone has a great game as he waves, poses for photos, gets in on contests. But would you say the mascot is, dare we say it, sexy? A new ranking from the sports betting company, BetUS, ranked the MLB mascots by hotness. It's an unexpected turn of events. D. Baxter took the top spot. Study, which took into account personality and looks, gave Baxter a score of 85.1. That sounds like a Vaughn index, a made-up number. The next closest mascot was the Philly fanatic Clark the Cub, came in third.
I don't think I've ever seen Clark the Cub.
D. Baxter stood up because he's as cute as he is sexy.
Okay.
According to the study.
Yeah, he is sexy, but he's cute. He balances the
Timmy also has 22,000 Instagram followers.
Must post some naughty pictures. If you are feeling not cute or sexy, maybe Mentality can help
There
you
you
out.
go.
Low energy, low motivation, you're tired all the time, weight gain, muscle loss, especially belly fat, if you're feeling anxious. Moody, irritable, lack of focus, or mental clarity, those are symptoms of low testosterone. And Mentality is a local healthcare facility that specializes in helping men feel and perform at their very best. It's board-certified physicians providing a full physical consultation and blood panel analysis all during your first visit. Mentality focuses on free testosterone levels, which many doctors overlook, ensuring your treatment is tailored to your body. This year, stop settling for a fraction of your potential. Mentality's New Year offer is your chance to take back control. Visit mentalityhealth.com/radio to find out more information, or check out mentalityhealth.com/radio for a discount. It's Mentality, longtime TMA sponsor. We are broadcasting live from Oak Valley for the 2025 Dotem. Day one, it is presented to you by Michelob Ultra. We are welcoming you to participate in the program by calling in, like Mr. Lick says he's trying to do, and it just upsets Jackson at 314-974-0101.
I think this train wreck needs Mr. Licks to call.
And then Holiday will call
That's
in.
usually how it works.
314-974-0101. You can text in to the Air Comfort Service text inbox 314-399-9646. The Michelob Ultra YouTube chat. I guess the program is...
We're working on getting the YouTube cameras and everything back up.
All right. So that is at youtube.com/TMASTL. Cucky the Dwarf says, Martin, no, he's reading furry porn. Martin, is that what you knew you were doing?
That falls under the category of furry porn.
Yeah. Mr. Licks is on the Callier and Thompson phone lines.
Yes.
Here you go. Good morning, Mr. Licks.
Good morning, Tim.
No, he's not there. He's just not there. Why would he be there?
I'm here.
Are you there, Licks?
I'm here.
Hello.
Can you hear me, Doug?
Barely.
All right. Geez. Well, first, apologies to Tim that the producers put you through this every time you guys do a remote.
Kick rocks.
There has not been a remote without tech issues.
Well, oh, wow. Thanks, Sherlock.
We're on a heater.
Appreciate that. Good assessment.
I watched Louie and Fredberg get into the back of a van just now, and the door has been shut for the last 10 minutes.
They're changing their clothes.
I don't know if this is a bang bus situation or what.
They're changing their clothes.
Fredberg doesn't wear pants, Doug.
I texted a picture of it as proof.
Okay.
Maybe they're headed this way, Tim, to save this program.
Is that it, Licks?
No. Doug, is that a Johnny O quarter zip you have on?
That's a Mark Hanna Evergreen Wealth Strategies number, I can tell you that.
The quarter zip, yeah,
no,
it probably is.
Underneath the Marcana.
Yes, it is.
It looks good. It looks really nice.
He's watching you from, like, the shrubs.
Are you here?
I saw the video Jackson posted. I could tell by the zipper. The Johnny O zipper is kind of a dead giveaway.
Okay, well, that's what it is, yes.
Are we not going to talk about Rory shading Jack Nicklaus or what?
Go ahead and come up yet.
Is it in the dossier?
It actually was in the dossier yesterday, Licks. We didn't get to it, but Jackson had a couple audio clips.
Oh, kudos to you, Jackson. Hey, Jackson, real quick, kudos to you about the studio on Apple TV.
Mm-hmm. I didn't produce it.
Well, I enjoyed it. A lot of times those movies and shows about Hollywood can be a little self-indulgent, you know?
Certainly.
Like Hollywood is. But this one, actually, I am really enjoying it.
Yeah.
So kudos.
Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg know what they're doing.
And Licks, you don't like self-indulgent?
I don't. And speaking of, Wes Anderson, do you worry, Jackson, that he's becoming like a caricature of himself? Like, do you think he's done what he can in cinema, and at this point he's just overextending himself?
It seems to be the early indication from Cannes a few weeks ago, but I'll see it for myself.
Tim, did you hear the early indication from Cannes?
Early indication
about
from
Wes
Cannes
Anderson.
coming in.
Yeah, Phoenician Scheme not hot out of the gates, but you know what? I'll see.
He's a bit eccentric, and I feel like it's his real life. If you visited him in New York, I'll bet you anything, he has like marionettes in the corner of his
stop-mation.
Yes.
Yeah. No, I get what you're saying, though, Licks. It's valid.
Oh, you guys are back on board.
Yeah, you
told him to kick rocks at the beginning of the call,
and that remains, but it's a real.
The Ledoux
you got anything else? Like time is money.
Do you guys think Jerome Powell gives Zaddy vibes?
Jerome Powell, the head of the Fed, yeah.
Yeah, you do. That's interesting, Doug. I thought.
Well, he's an older guy, I guess, so he's probably somebody's father.
I don't think it's an older thing. I think it's just like a guy you think is really attractive. Or Jackson, you're the Zaddy expert. What does Zaddy mean again?
Jackson has stepped away from this conversation.
He's walking it off.
I'll leave you with this. Jackson, you used the term decreamed a couple weeks ago. Is that what Warsenwood's wacko does to his wife after she spends the night with her boyfriend? Or what does that mean exactly?
Once again, Jackson was off headset.
Yeah, he was off. He was
ministering.
What's up, Matt Holliday? What's up? See ya.
He's talking to Matt Holliday now, Martin. I'm trying to get Holliday to call in response to Mr.
private jet back to Oklahoma. Doesn't know that Licks is referencing him on TMA. Jackson, you were asked multiple questions. Did you take your headset off just to kind of relax, get a moment of zen?
No. I'm trying to fix any issues that are coming up. And
is that why you're wearing a tool belt?
Feels like it. No, I'm just trying to make sure everything goes great.
It's all right, buddy. It's going to be okay.
Oh, I know. It's all going to be fine, but it's just, yeah.
We're not splitting the atom, although it appears we're trying to.
We're going to get it done.
You can email in for the Design Air Heating and Cooling email of the day. That's coming your way at 9:45 today because we're only going till 10, both today and tomorrow. As Doug, it's balls in the air at 10:30 for the Dotem. BK and Ferrario will be going from 10 to 2 today and tomorrow because the Dotem gets underway at 10:30. Donut Drive-In will be arriving here for those of you who will be coming out to Oak Valley. Then we have Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken and Texas Roadhouse today. Super Smokers tomorrow. Michelob Ultra throughout the day, and Jackson's family versus my family, $15,000 on the line, and we are getting 5.5 strokes. And we got to keep an eye on Mitch, I'm told. Mitch is going to be a problem. So come on out and enjoy the Dotem. Andy Banker is going to be joining us for the Dotem. Very good friend of Brian McKenna's, and we are partnered with the St. Louis Hero Network for the Dotem. And we are looking forward to talking it over with Andy Banker as we reminisce about the late, great Brian McKenna. Martin, you wanted to tell the people about something.
About TCU, Together Credit Union. St. Louis, our friends at Together Credit Union in 2025 rolled out something just for you. It's a brand new high-yield checking account, and they're calling it Empower Checking. The reason they do that is because you can earn above-market interest on the money that you keep in your day-to-day checking account. Interest paid to you each month. It's a checking account that rewards you for the balances and not activity. To apply, simply go to togethercu.org or stop by any one of those 14 local St. Louis branches. Great credit union based initially right across the street from Anheuser-Busch. It was Eagle Credit Union in the early days, and if you're a member, that means you're an owner of the credit union. So stop by any of those 14 branches, find out more, get paid to save with the Empowered Checking account. Visit togethercu.org/empower for full terms and details. Membership eligibility required. Together Credit Union, federally insured by the NCUA.
There it is. Tim McKernan, Martin Kilcoyne, Doug Vaughn with you. The program's called TMA. It's presented by Brown and Crouppen on 101 ESPN.
The Stanley Cup playoffs are on ESPN tonight. Stars and Oilers. Pregame at 6:30. Puck drop at 7. Your home for the NHL. 101 ESPN.
Schedule your annual AC maintenance for only $19 per month. Visit aircomfortservice.com.
For over 2 decades, E&B Granite has been St. Louis's trusted name for kitchen, bathroom, and outdoor space renovations that are guaranteed to bring new life into your living spaces. Their skilled team will provide you with personalized customer service, fast turnaround times, and prices you won't find with big box stores. Support local and schedule free consultation at enbgranite.com or call them at 314-645-9300, or better yet, stop by the showroom and explore their massive inventory. Again, that's enbgranite.com.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertisements.
My name is Dan. I was injured in a car accident. I don't know how any of this works. I'd never been hit like this before. Brown and Crouppen has been there for me from day one. They came out, met at my house. It was more about me as an individual. It was more about taking care of me. It was more about representing me. And that feels great.
Here for you whenever and wherever you need us. Call Brown and Crouppen now.
I'm happy to announce that we have negotiated a trade deal.
Is it with China?
Oh, is it Europe? No, it's the Frank Lita Automotive Outlet in Bridgeton.
It's a trade buyout. You can get thousands over book value for any trade-in. Thousands. He's right, even if you still owe.
What about down payments?
Every vehicle is just $1 down. A dime. New vehicles with a lifetime warranty, priced under $20,000 and payments under $300 a month. Acres of the hottest pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs, all makes, all models, and most come with a 7-year, 100,000-mile warranty.
I need credit.
Just ask for credit amnesty. If you've got a job and a dime, you ride. Plus, you could get thousands over current book value for any trade-in.
And now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to the trade buyout.
At the Frank Lita Automotive Outlet
in Bridgeton.
YesLita.com.
YesLita.com.
New 24 Mirage, $19,675, 9 down, $290 a month, 72 months at 2% APR, plus tax tag title to qualified buyers.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today?
My car is making this noise. Sometimes it's like doot doot, and sometimes it's like.
Do you have a dash light on?
Oh yeah.
Then we don't have to listen for clues. With the free Fix Finder service, we can read a check engine, ABS, or maintenance light to find the likely fix and even recommend a local shop if you need one.
So you don't need to hear the.
Not with Fix Finder. Everything you need, nothing you don't.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
The success you've already had matters at University of Maryland Global Campus because we're a school for real life. An accredited state university, UMGC lets you earn up to 90 credits toward a bachelor's for prior learning, life, and work experience, or transfer up to 12 credits toward a master's. We offer affordable tuition and online and hybrid courses. No application fee if you apply by May 30th. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
Men, trouble in the bedroom? Not anymore.
Paramount Men's Medical Center restores your sex life in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough treatments eliminate erectile dysfunction and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Slimovitz. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? Paramount Men's Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant results on their first visit.
Paramount Men's Medical Center's breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, regardless of age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. You'll see instant results in the office. Plus, qualified patients get their testosterone checked free. Call 314-887-4442. 314-887-4442. To restore your sex life in just one visit, call now. 314-887-4442. 101 ESPN has your chance to win a pair of passes to Holiday World and Splash and Safari, celebrating 25 years of free unlimited soft drinks. Make the most of your family's summer with a trip to Holiday World and Splash and Safari, the water coaster capital of the world. Find more details and enter to win free passes to Holiday World and Splash and Safari right now at 101ESPN.com or your 101 mobile app. TMA is broadcasting live from Oak Valley Golf Course and Resort for the Dotem Golf Tournament, refreshed by Michelob Ultra on 101 ESPN.
Don't run on Yachty Air. Don't run on Yachty Air unless you want to hear you're out of here. Don't try to run on Yachty Air unless you want to hear you're out of here.
I'm enjoying the song.
Don't try to run on
Tim and Doug have abandoned their post. Jackson and I are here, ready at the guard. Let's do this. Let's do this.
All right. I'm now in
Get
place.
locked back in, Doug. Let's go. Just because we had a couple of pass balls doesn't mean you can't still win a Gold Glove.
Well, I was doing some research.
Oh, were you?
There. Yeah. Just to make sure I'm ready for the remainder of the presentation.
Okay.
Good news, the recovering alcoholic from Belleville and Webster Groves is on the property. He's the sponsor of the Long Drive competition today at the 2025 Dotem at Oak Valley. That's all presented to you by Michelob Ultra. The program is presented to you by Brown and Crouppen. Tim McKernan, Doug Vaughn, Martin Kilcoyne with you here. And Andy Banker is scheduled to join us right around now, Martin, but he was texting you en route.
I think he was en route and then heard the show and just turned around and went back.
Yeah.
Just thought, I've been in this business a long time. I don't need this.
I don't need this in my life.
I think Ryan McKenna, Brian's nephew, former state senator, might be coming with him as well. To
nice.
talk about the festivities on Saturday, Mackland Avenue. Shut down between Devonshire and Nottingham from 2 to 7. Are Biggie's going to be part of it?
Yes, I love that Biggie's. Doug, get the steak sandwich. You can get waffle fries if you would like.
Okay, I'll look for that.
Food trucks are going to be there. A number of the establishments. Just going to be a fun time celebrating the life of Brian McKenna. And we'll tell you more about that. We'll also tell you about Auto Loan Pro. Pretty simple, Tim. You go to the website, autoloanpro.com. They've got a playbook there. You download the playbook. It explains to you how the credit industry works. So you're buying a car this time around, no matter what your circumstances are, they'll get you into that car. But as you learn how it works with that playbook, maybe next time around you're going to get a different car. Little to no money down. They're going to work hard to get you the best rate possible. Anyone could sell you a car, but it takes a pro to do it right. Auto Loan Pro works with over 50 different lenders to get you the best deal. One thing to know, and that is to choose the Auto Loan Pro. Website, autoloanpro.com. Friend of the show, Robert Thomas. And when I say that, I mean friend of the show, who said he might come in last week, and it didn't happen. So still friend of the show.
Yeah.
Still on the website. He'll join us at some point. Auto Loan Pro is part of the Lita family.
Young Carson is talking to the recovering alcoholic right now.
Get him away.
How do you feel? Martin's son, Carson,
stay away.
is talking to the recovering alcoholic. And now he's touching your boy. He's touching your boy.
Carson,
he's touching your boy.
Run.
He's touching your boy.
The good thing is the vile texts are slowing down.
Not necessarily. He just said, Doug, you're staring at my midsection. How I look.
Oh, no.
That was sent from right there into the air comfort zone.
And he's rubbing his tummy like a big Buddha.
Carson, run. Hide.
I hate that D-bag. This could be going anywhere.
Gosh, could be meant for any of us.
His attempts to let everyone know he knows who the Fed chair is only shows what a pathetic W-2 earning standard deduction taking bum he is. Go back to the list of chores your father-in-law gave you today, like take out the trash and pull the weeds. That's from the Warson Woods Wacko. And Doug, I believe that was directed at the phone call of Mr. Licks.
Well, I have a confession to make. I take the standard deduction. I guess that makes me a massive Hoosier. I do. I didn't for years. I would itemize. Now, no more with it. With this economy, no, standard deduction.
Standard deduction. So Licks was called the D-bag.
I believe that's who it was. Oftentimes, it could be anybody here on the program. In this particular case, it was from the Callier and Thompson phone lines. Doug, are you jock-strapped up yet, or do you wait right until your tea time? That's from the 618s.
I don't usually wear a jockstrap when I golf.
Put that off.
It might help. It couldn't hurt.
Yeah,
I guess.
Tiger in 2000 was famous for his jockstrap.
Was he really?
And that played a role in the Tiger Slam. He really played well at Pebble because of the jockstrap. Is the recovering alcoholic's sister there? If so, I'll see you boys in an hour. That's from Little Beer Cats, who's a fan of the recovering alcoholic's sister.
Is that right?
Who has, and he just appeared from the shrubs and nixed that talk.
Wow. Suddenly he gets some morals. Suddenly he thinks differently now. That hit too close to home. Oh, gosh. We just kind of want to come out and eat and golf a little bit.
Show kind of gets in the way, doesn't it?
Yeah, it really does.
Having a fun day at the old links. But this is a hidden gem. Oak Valley, beautiful spot, not far down Highway 55.
It really isn't.
Really is not far at all. Peevely is the exit. I was having a flashback on the way down here.
What would you be thinking of as you drive past the Arnold Water Tower?
I was trying to remember where it was, but Tony Twist owned a bar down here.
He did. It was like a cigar bar, right?
Well, he's owned a couple different spots. I think he had one in Imperial, but it was in a strip mall, and I feel like it was right around here. And a number of us were hanging with him one night, playing pool, hanging out, and somebody there got a little overserved. And at the time, his girlfriend or wife was named April, and this visitor to the pub was drunk and started kind of talking smack to Twister's girl.
Oh, bad idea.
And we were all like, please, please don't do that, please. Like, we don't want to get arrested tonight, and we don't want to be witness to this. And eventually Twister said, I'm going to handle this. And I said, oh boy. What are you going to do? And he said, no, just going to ask him to leave. The guy said, okay, fine, I'll leave. He starts walking to the front door, and Twister said, nope, you don't get to go out the front door. You go out the back door. And this strip mall was, I swear to you, it was like a half-mile long. So he sends the guy out the back door and says, we're done with you, please leave. And I guess he's parked right around front. But this strip mall, he goes out back. We leave 20, 30 minutes. The guy's just coming around. It took him that long to, like, walk around and get to his car, which was right in front. But Twister made the point, you're not worthy of going out my front door, pal.
God bless.
And I was thinking, even though it was a giant pain, it could have been a lot worse, pal.
Yeah, I wouldn't have gone down that road.
It might have been the cigar bar, because he had what was the other one in Imperial, had a horse name or whatever. But God bless Twister.
We are down 55 in Peevely. That is where we are. It was called Twisters, according to Sharon's Ledoux pool boy.
There were two different ones. Yeah, one was like the Iron Horse. That was Imperial. Then the cigar bar. But among all of the terrible ideas, messing with Twister's girl would be near, I would say, the top of the list.
We have been joined, Doug, you always say ours is the type of presentation
where friends feel they can drop by at any time.
And two friends have just dropped by. What's going on, Ryan? What's going on, Andy? Ryan McKernan and Andy Banker sitting down here at the dais. Andy, you were enjoying the broadcast down 55.
I loved it. It reminded me of watching a game with my wife telling me about her work day.
Because you're trying to do two things at once.
I was listening with both ears. Jordan Walker home run. Yeah, I didn't. The coffee was cold today.
Oh, no.
I heard Doug from the McStop on 55 screaming about something.
Yeah, he was screaming about the audio levels, I think.
I really get hopping mad sometimes.
We weren't quite sure that we were on the air, and then we weren't on the air, and then the ESPN gang in Bristol was taking over, and we just kind of sat back.
Apologies about the punctuality. Martin kind of said 8:30-ish.
Oh, Martin.
This show, I mean, let's be honest. It doesn't.
This show, ... Let's be honest. That's all that needs to be
Tim,
said.
It's kind of like hashtag this league.
This league.
This show.
On the way here, I was
starting to be able to express my feelings about him, but I was very close to him. He was more like a brother than an uncle. And I think this is, we found a letter that he left, and he talked to Steph Bozich about it, that he didn't want people to, get upset about it. He wanted a party and wanted people to have fun, so that's what we're going to do, Tim.
So he wrote a letter knowing that at some point the cancer could get him. Like, in case of death, please follow these instructions.
Yeah, it was it was from the cancer, not that he would be tragically killed.
Right.
And then part of it was he wanted an Irish wake at McGirt, so our family had that last month. It was just our inner family, which was like
500 people. Right.
Yeah.
A small family get together, the McKennas.
Yeah.
And Bank, weren't you on a daily? You and Sharpie, Dave Sharp, they were on this daily text, just sending jokes back and forth all day.
all the time, and that's the thing I think of most is just his laughter, the sound of him laughing. I still hear it all the time. And one of the great things, I said this to somebody. Martin's the one who called me and told me. I was on my way to Wichita to see my son, who was.
You thought you were going to see Mizzou play Texas Tech.
Thought I might see Mizzou play Texas Tech. My kid, who's also in the biz, covers sports
Big
down
fail
in Lubbock,
by you,
Texas.
by the way.
So we're heading there, and I'm at a drive-through at, I don't know, a Chick-fil-A. And my uncle had just passed away probably almost the exact same time that Brian did, unbeknownst to me. But Martin called and told me the news, and I couldn't believe it, of course. It didn't seem real. Martin wasn't sure. But that whole trip changed. I had a 6.5, 7-hour drive to Wichita, Kansas. I couldn't think about basketball. I never expected to react this way. And Ryan and other people were telling me, you're really important to him, which kind of stunned me. I didn't know he'd think twice about me. But that whole trip, I just kept thinking of Brian stuff. And one night when I got back from the trip and got back to work, I wrote some of the stuff down just because I didn't want it to leave me. But it kept coming back to just hearing him tell me some story or some joke and not be able to finish without laughing. His McKenna cackle, whatever you want to talk about it. And he's, just trying to get through it. And if he just loved to have a story to tell and fresh ears to tell it to. Yeah. And he wanted to hear yours too. But yeah, the joke thread, me and Dave Sharp, who's a longtime photographer at Fox 2 and well-known man about town, Brian and I don't know how this happened, just sort of organically. We texted jokes, we texted memes, we texted everything. And I don't know. Should I tell the last joke?
I think it's welcomed, as long as the FCC wouldn't strike us down for it.
Are we killing time?
Well, did you listen on the way
doing it for 21 years.
You may have heard it already, right?
All right.
Okay, so there's a guy just can't wait. It's kind of like Green Acres. Can't wait to get out of the city. Buys a farm in the middle of, let's say, Jeffco. And
how dare you?
Has no neighbors, right? He's just loving it. He's, oh, man, I had to get away from the city. Gosh, this is great. Oh, my gosh. And then the next farm closest to him, old-time farmer, he comes barreling down the long gravel road to the new neighbors. And he's like, oh, I just wanted to say hi. Welcome to the neighborhood. Ha, ha, ha. We're so glad you bought the old Johnson place. It's great to have some new blood around here. I want to throw you a welcome shindig. He's like, well, we'll do a little cooking, some eating, maybe a little drinking, maybe a little fighting, maybe a little sex. And the new guy's thinking, God, this is what I moved out here for. These are my people. Oh, I just love. Oh, I'm so glad I made this move. So he says to the old farmer, hey, when do you want to do this? He goes, I don't know, whatever time's good with you. It's just going to be the two of us.
Oh, no, Doug. No.
I couldn't text that, so I recorded it, texted it. And one of the last messages I got from Brian was, dude, Absolutely. On the floor. I can't stop laughing. And I could just imagine him telling it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I have a good story about Brian at this particular golf course.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Are we taking questions, Doug?
Doug, are you?
Well,
Doug,
I don't generally take questions, but I'll make an exception this time.
All right, Doug, if you had to have 3 clubs at a golf course, which 3 clubs would those be?
You're asking me?
Yes, you only need 3 clubs.
I guess I'd take a 3-wood and maybe a 7-iron and a putter.
Close. It would be a driver, a 7-iron, and a putter. So me and Brian are playing here, and Brian had tremendous strength. He had a swing speed like Bryson. I've never seen this happen. On the second hole here, he hit his drive, and the entire face of his club cracked.
Oh, my.
So he's left-handed, I'm right-handed. So now he doesn't have a driver. Brian also had kind of a temper sometimes. So we're a couple holes later, and he chunks his 7-iron and just wraps the 7-iron around a tree. So now he doesn't have a driver and a 7-iron.
He's down to 1.
And then, like 2 holes later, he like 5 putts a hole, and then he just takes his putter and spins around in a circle and throws it into a field. So now, and I'm right-handed, he's left-handed.
He's about out of clubs here.
And yeah, so every time I play here, I think of him about that. Little pro tip at this course.
Don't throw your clubs in the field.
Right. Hopefully, people playing don't listen. This stays between us. On the front 9, I probably played this course more than any course I've ever played. You can never go out of bounds if you go right on the front 9.
Doug, how about that?
Really?
Right.
Take left out of play?
Tip.
So the slicers are in good shape here. Because that happened. I've never seen the left side of a golf course.
Yeah. Doug staying to the right will not be a problem.
No, that's right.
I don't think that'd be an issue at all.
That's where I want to be.
What a tribute it is to Brian that his passing has had the effect that it has on the community. I can't think of too many people in St. Louis who would get the response that Brian has gotten and the celebration that is earmarked for him on Saturday.
I know. I think it's going to be really huge. I heard somebody saying, boy, I hope some people show up.
Oh, my goodness.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know how the traffic's going to be
I'm parking at your house.
You can park at my house.
Banahan or McKernan. Does somebody over there have a golf
Southside?
cart?
I
Transport us?
swear to you, I've tried to think of how, like, I came to know him. I can't think of, like, a single time. You know, we just started seeing each other.
Because he was everywhere. Everywhere you went, he was there.
Yeah, and I was on every rendition of some radio show.
Yeah, that too.
You know, if he was in a jam, he'd call me and I'd come in. But what always struck me is, and he knew plenty of A-list sports folks, right? But that's not who he ran with. That's not who he hung out with. His best friend was an elderly neighbor.
Babs.
The podcast.
And when we hung out, he always wanted me to meet people, but it was never anybody you would know. Yeah. You know, it was a cook, it was a waitress, it was just somebody he knew or somebody he met. You know, and he loved them. Mm-hmm. He didn't just like them; he loved them. He loved everybody. I don't know that he. I mean, he may have had some enemies in our line of work. But publicly, everyone loved him, and he was just electric. And his motto was, "Your vibe attracts your tribe." Yeah. Right? I'm trying to think of when he adopted.
Oh, there it is.
Ryan.
You got the bracelet.
I do too. Do you know when did he latch onto that?
I'm not sure.
But man, he lived it.
I know he didn't invent the phrase, but he should have patented it.
But it was absolutely him.
I lived on Lorand.
Incredible.
I lived on Lorand for a while, right up from the park, Francis Park, and he had always lived over by St. Gabe's. And he was late coming over one time, and he said, "Marty, waits before dates, girls for girls." And he started flexing for me. I said, "I'm not your date." And I think we were walking up to Pueblo Solis together.
Of course.
Shocking.
Anytime I was at Pueblo Solis, I would see McKenna. I think the thing that stands out to me the most, I mean, his likability is beyond reproach, but the fact that when he was diagnosed with cancer, that's when he became even more charitable.
Absolutely.
That's, to me, so amazing, isn't it?
I said that I was on with Martin 2 nights ago, I guess. I think it was when for some reason, he would get his cancer treatments at Children's Hospital.
Yeah.
And you know, lots of people in our family and friends took him to those treatments. I did a few times, but he would be in a room with kids with terminal cancer, and it you know, deeply affected him, Tim. And he thought, you know, these kids haven't experienced life. I've experienced a lot in my life when this happened to me. I'm going to change my outlook on everything and just help people from now on.
So powerful. I recall when he was on the podcast, he told that story of being in Children's Hospital and then also going to pray at St. Gabriel's. And those 2 moments, I think, led to what became a life of charity that was really kind of under the radar, too. It wasn't a look at me, I'm being charitable. It's just who he became, you know? It was so authentic, Andy.
Yeah, and he was always recruiting me to try and, you know, not just publicity, but to make something bigger and better than it was going to be, and he roped me into a lot of things, and I'm glad for it. Special Olympics is one. I mean, I got involved with that because of Brian. I got a couple of great news reports that I did just on a cop putting a basketball court up at a North City school that they were shooting in an old broken down backboard and a milk crate or something, you know.
That was
all,
didn't Brian just
that
drive
was all
by
Brian.
and saw that?
He made that happen. It didn't have to be some huge deal. And then the police charities. The last time I saw him in person was at a Hero Network event, Bourbons for Badges at Tapawingo. And I think that was in March. But he was down. You know, I could tell. Something was different. He had a bunch of biopsies or something, I think, that very day. And he didn't seem the same. And that wasn't too long.
His twin brother, Kevin, was a city cop. And that I think is why Brian felt so close to the St. Louis City Police Department. And we had a relative, like, I don't know, great uncle that was a city cop. We have an article about it. He was on a motorcycle and was killed. So he felt very deeply about first responders, for sure, Andy.
We didn't talk too much about it, but I remember one night, it might have been at Pueblo or, you know, somewhere we had a couple of drinks, and we're just standing on the sidewalk, and maybe I asked him about how he was doing or whatever. He goes, you know what? God wouldn't put this on me if I couldn't handle it, Andy. I mean, it sucks, but I'm great with it. And think about if you saw him, you know, it took a toll on his face.
Right.
You know, we always gave him crap because he loved to pose and post pictures of himself shirtless, right? I mean, he was in great shape all the time, but he lost a bit of his ear. And remember, he had to wear that clear eye patch because his eyelid wouldn't close for a while because the nerve got severed at his face. Half his face didn't work for a while, and he didn't hide. You know what I mean? He didn't throw a pity party. He was out there. He's like, I don't care. Look at me.
Kept taking the topless pictures.
You know,
he was in fantastic shape. I played a charity hockey game with him once years ago against the old Blues alumni. So we're just going to get smoked. And before the game, trying to figure out how to get the equipment on. And in the locker room, Brian dropped to the floor and started cranking out push-ups. And he did about 50 push-ups and jumps up and says, "Let's go get him." I'm just don't want to get hit by a puck. I don't want to go get anybody. But he was raring to go.
He walked in with the eye patch, and I said, "Good God, you look like you're on a bottle of rum." And he goes, "Marty, I'm going to use that."
Andy Banker, Ryan McKenna here today as our golf tournament partners with the St. Louis Hero Network in honor of the great Brian McKenna. And again, this Saturday, Ryan, once again, for the people who would be interested in celebrating your uncle's life.
Yeah, 2 to 7 on Macklin between Devonshire and Nottingham. Appropriately on Nottingham, that's the road Brian lived off of.
And for people who don't know, that's a little bit south of Hampton and Chippewa, right?
A little bit east.
Kind of the east.
Oh, yeah, so
Ted Drew's area.
Macklin is parallel
the other
with Hampton.
way.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So a little further east, Macklin is parallel with Hampton.
Yes.
A block
Oh,
or two
gotcha.
to the
Okay.
east.
Yeah, South St. Louis.
And there's a number of bars like along there.
Oh, yeah.
There used to be a little grocery store there. And further down is Onesto's, right? That's that area.
The stage is going to be set up right outside the MAC, and then there will be booths set up by Cyberg's, Biggie's, New York Tom's, food truck. Who am I
Pueblo
missing?
Solis.
Oh, of course.
Of course, yeah, you can't not have that.
Yeah.
Cyberg's, J.J. Twigs.
Outstanding. Man, it's going to be a great day.
I think we got them all.
Yeah.
The vibe will be alive there.
You better believe it.
No kidding.
Guys, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, boys.
Such a tribute to Brian.
And not turning around while driving down and listening.
Yeah. Andy, I know you were thinking about it.
Is there any chance I can get a foot rub?
Oh, there's your guy right there in his cuck chair. Oh, and joining him is the recovering alcoholic from Belleville. Yeah, they are. Doug, look at that. Isn't that great to see?
Chairs are taken. I didn't even tell you, Tim. I met the marketing guru for Lee's last week at the Battlehawks game.
Dan. Yeah,
and
big TMA guy.
And he goes, Martin, I love the whole foot rub because we've never had anything like it.
Look what you did, Jackson. That's organic advertising.
And the sun's coming out.
Jackson?
That's little Jackie Papers.
That's who I came to meet.
Yeah, that's little Jackie Papers, Andy.
Papers.
Jackie Papers. That's who he came to meet.
Man,
he's a great one.
Fan since the balloon party.
Wow.
All right, approaching the top of the 9 o'clock hour, which is brought to you by Mark Hanna of Evergreen Wealth Strategies. It is our final hour as BK and Ferrari are going to do 10 to 2 while we have the Dotem. We're going to be teeing off at 10:30 today and tomorrow. That means the Design Air Heating and Cooling email today will take place at 9:45, just like the old days. The morning after at InsideSTL.com. Martin, do you know anything about Design Air Heating and Cooling? I think you do.
I love Design Air. You need a company you can count on, and that is Design Air. That's 365 days a year when the heating, the cooling is not working right. You need a company you can count on. They've been around since the early 1900s, family-owned operation. They've been that way since day one. They continue to be family-owned and operated. Seth Goldcamp running the ship these days, longest-running TMA sponsor. So this time of year, we know it's coming. Heat's going to be here. That's going to be a good 3 months of solid heat. Any air conditioning issues, make sure you remember this website, designairservice.com. Get on there, set up an appointment. If you feel like, hey, it's been a long time since we've had a checkup, you just want the pros to come out and take a look. That's a smart thing to do before summer takes hold. DesignAirService.com is where you should head.
There it is. Email in the morning after at InsideSTL.com. The program is called TMA. We are live from Oak Valley for the Dotem. This is the morning after, presented to you by Brown and Crouppen on 101 ESPN and the TMA STL YouTube channel.
101 ESPN is powered by Kaufman Townsley St. Louis's injury lawyers. Call 314-500-5000.
Hey, St. Louis. With summer just a heartbeat away, now is the time to elevate your health and wellness. Join Club Fitness by June 9th and unlock the ultimate health club experience, featuring over $600 in added value from our elite wellness partners. Enjoy 5 gourmet meals from Fit Flavors, a chiropractic exam and adjustment from the Joint Chiropractic, a supplement consultation and Sport Shaker Cup from Supplement Superstores, a professional stretch session from Stretch U, a Lipo Plus shot from Simply Worth It, and a 1-hour fitness assessment and workout with a certified Club Fitness trainer. You'll also earn 1,000 Club Fitness rewards points to redeem for exclusive health and wellness offerings from Massage Lux, Victory Men's Health, Brinton Vision, and Hotworks. Don't miss your chance to join the club and experience over $600 in added value, because true fitness isn't just about exercise. It's about total body health. Join Club Fitness by June 9th and unlock the ultimate health club experience. Join today at clubfitness.us or visit any of our 19 locations.
Still getting around to that fix on your car? You got this. On eBay, you'll find millions of parts guaranteed to fit. Doesn't matter if it's a major engine repair or your first time swapping your windshield wipers. eBay has that part you need, ready to click perfectly into place for changes big and small, loud or quiet. Find all the parts you need at prices you'll love, guaranteed to fit every time. But you already know that. eBay. Things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Memorial Day savings are here at the Home Depot with free delivery and up to 40% off, plus up to an extra $450 off select appliances like LG. Plan your get-togethers with an LG refrigerator you can count on at the Home Depot. And with the connected ThinQ app, you'll know when to replace the filter. Spend less time worrying this Memorial Day with savings on LG, America's most reliable appliance brand, at the Home Depot. Free delivery on appliance purchases of $396 or more. Offer valid May 15th through June 4th. U.S. only. See store or online for details.
Kevin Morat, Mentality founder here with a wake-up call. You're running on fumes, gentlemen. Just 1/3 of the free testosterone you need. That's why you're drained, defeated, and disgusted with your progress. But here's the truth. Mentality doctors specialize in epic comebacks. Our clients show an increase of 30% testosterone levels within the first month. We don't just treat men, we reignite lives. Just imagine the focus, energy, and drive being restored. Your comeback starts now. Don't wait. Make this your best year yet. Start today at mentalityhealth.com/radio.
This Friday, May 30th, it's the Frank Lita Honda St. Jude Dream Home Giveaway Ticket Pop-Up. Don't miss your first chance to purchase tickets for this year's St. Jude Dream Home Giveaway in St. Louis. You could win a new Honda from Frank Lita Honda, or you might score the grand prize, a brand new Fisher home valued at $650,000. The St. Jude Dream Home Giveaway Ticket Pop-Up is this Friday, May 30th at Frank Lita Honda. There'll be food, music, and giveaways. That's this Friday afternoon, 3 till 6 at Frank Lita Honda on Auto Mall Drive in O'Fallon.
Jamie Rivers here, and I'm here with my AC company, Katie and Elite Comfort Experts. Over the last few months, you have told me story after story about your business. Talk to us a bit about your most common call this time of year.
It never fails. Every spring we get several calls. Help! I'm away on a guy's trip. My wife and kids are back home and the AC went out. My wife is upset with me. How soon can you get there?
And there's a simple fix to that, right?
You betcha. Become an Elite Comfort Club member. It helps extend the life of the system, saves you a little money each month on your utility bills, and avoids those dreaded calls when you are out of town and the rest of the family is stuck without air conditioning. From day one, we built this company on always doing the right thing. We don't jack around with our pricing structure and increase rates when you need us most, or have high pricing so we can simulate a huge discount. Same fair pricing year-round.
Give Katie and Elite Comfort Experts a call at 636-800-2089. That's 636-800-2089, or online at EliteComfortExperts.com.
Let us earn your trust.
Need a lawyer? Onder wins. Call Onder Law at 314-9-MILLION. That's 314-9-all-zeros. Or go to onderwins.com.
Sponsored by WhatsApp.
On WhatsApp, your personal messages stay private. So things like those selfies from last weekend's party stay between you and your bestie. Because on WhatsApp, your personal messages are yours. No one else can see or hear them, not even us. WhatsApp. Message privately with everyone.
Take the fast lane home weekdays from 2 to 6 p.m. with Anthony Stalter, Jamie Rivers, and Carrie Davis on 101 ESPN. 2 former pros and 1 average Joe. The fast lane is driven by Scrap Mart Metals Recycling. 101 ESPN Sports Center.
This is Chairman Kurt with another Sports Center update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling. The defending champion Florida Panthers are heading back to the Stanley Cup Final with a 5-3 win in Game 5 over the Carolina Hurricanes. They await the winner of the Edmonton Oilers and the Dallas Stars. That was another Sports Center update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling, a Daikin heating and air conditioning dealer.
TMA is broadcasting live from Oak Valley Golf Course and Resort for the Dotem Golf Tournament. Refreshed by Michelob Ultra on 101 ESPN.
I think we're back.
Call that a dry return, I believe.
Is that the term in the industry?
I think it is. It's a dry return.
It's the morning after on 101 ESPN. We're live from Oak Valley Golf Course and Resort for the Dotem. Doug, ball's in the air in an hour and 24 minutes. Martin, you're going to get to start to see Doug's routine about an hour out from teeing off. You're going to see some stretching that will really put you in awe of what the human body can do.
I like to put my ankles back up over my head.
Clip that off.
Clip that off. Are you a limber fella?
Not in the least. Not in the least.
And yet you're able to get into these angles, which helps you get into the slot and creates this lag that forms that tight, piercing draw.
Yeah. Well, you need that if you're going to carry an 18 handicap your whole life. No matter how much you practice, how much you play,
Sounds like
matter.
You're despondent. We're the Marquand Evergreen Wealth Strategies 9 o'clock hour here on the morning after. We're only going to 10 o'clock, so get your emails in for the Design, Air, Heating, and Cooling email of the day. We're going to 10 o'clock both today and tomorrow for the Dotem. And then back next week from 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. Moritz Royce, a loyal sponsor here on TMA. With the weather warming up, it's engagement season. If you are thinking about getting engaged, you can go to Moritz Royce on the 15th floor of the tower, right across from the St. Louis Galleria in Richmond Heights, super close to Clayton, and experience the family-owned third-generation staff at Moritz Royce. Online at ninjabling.com. That's Moritz Royce. So many things make Moritz Royce the place to go. The private offices, the private sales experience, adhering to your budget, one-on-one sales consultation, and engagement rings for the guys that want to get something put together pretty quickly. They do custom jewelry as well. It's Moritz Royce online at ninjabling.com. It is our pleasure now to welcome from the St. Louis Hero Network, who we are partnering with here for today's Dotem, Charlie Metzler. Charlie, what's up?
Hey, I'm glad to be here at the Dotem. Honor of Brian McKenna, our proud brand ambassador of the St. Louis Hero Network.
Yeah, you have gotten to know him for so many years, and he was so involved with the St. Louis Hero Network. How did you get to know him, Charlie?
Actually, we would work out. I don't know if you guys remember this. There was a gym.
Powerhouse?
Powerhouse.
You better believe it, Kenrick.
Right.
Yep, that was his spot.
That was his spot. So we would work out together there, and we got, he's a talker. So we would talk for an hour and work out for an hour, and then that became like developing a friendship. And then when the Hero Network launched in 2018, he was all in.
Yeah.
So
tell our audience what the St. Louis Hero Network does.
So the St. Louis Hero Network was started by 3 St. Louis City firefighters, 2 which were military veterans, with the hope of supporting first responder and veteran families here locally by supporting their business. So our mission was to connect our first responders and veterans to their community and allow our community to support them and their families by using these 215 businesses that we have on our website. So you'd go on there, like it's like Angie or Home Advisor,
yeah,
but much bigger, more expansive. So it's not just services like, painting or tree trimming or something like that. It has like insurance, financial advisor, car sales. I mean, anything a first responder or veteran hero would be doing here locally, we support and promote.
That's a great idea. So anybody looking to have any kind of thing done at all or to go out and visit someplace,
right,
they should check that website first.
Any business, any service, anything you can think of, we have any kind of category on there. We create even categories we never even thought of.
Huh. All right. Well, and so we're going to raise some money for that here today.
Yeah, it's going to be great. Memory of my buddy, Brian McKenna, and to support, these first responders and veterans that we're trying to do. We don't have any payrolls or salaries. We have a board of 17 people, and a lot of them are first responders and veterans themselves that all volunteer, and we'll hopefully have a great day and hope don't get too wet, right?
And you're a city firefighter. Is that a lot of folks that get into that was in the family bloodline? How about for you?
Yeah, exactly. My dad was a St. Louis City firefighter, fire captain in the St. Louis Fire Department. My biological dad was FBI, St. Louis City Police, and my uncle, they're both kind of famous on the Police Department, was Charlie P. Metzner III. He was head of homicide, St. Louis City Police. So the seed was planted early in life of what I wanted to do, I guess.
I bet they saw a few things over the years from St. Louis.
Yeah, I've been there for 19, and they were there for 33 and like 20. So
wow. I know you got to know Brian working out at Powerhouse Gym. Give our audience an idea of his involvement with the St. Louis Hero Network, because it was truly a passion project for him.
Right. So he was a brand ambassador, and his job, I guess I would say, or his mission, or what he was passionate about, was to bring more exposure and more visibility and brand recognition to the St. Louis Hero Network, because he was very passionate about it. His brother was a St. Louis City police officer as well. So he's always supported first responders and veterans, and it gave him an avenue or outlet to do something that he was very passionate about from the beginning. And so he would go out and he would speak on our behalf. We have tons of I've been looking over them. some of it's kind of hard to watch because I miss him so much. But
Yeah.
Different interactions and videos we would do in front of restaurants, in front of businesses, at events, with different TV personalities and whatnot. And it was amazing what he could do to talk about the St. Louis Hero Network. There's a couple people out there. I don't know if you know who Reed Lowe is from.
Oh, you better believe it. Number 34 in your program, number
Right.
1 in your heart.
Right. So he does a lot of our MC. So Bryant, I like talking about the St. Louis Network because I'm passionate about it. It's it's kind of my baby. But those two could talk about the St. Louis Hero Network better than I could.
Yeah.
Like people would go up to them after they speak and like, oh, tell us more about the St. Louis Hero Network, because they're so passionate about representing the St. Louis Hero Network that you could feel it. So people wanted to share that with him even after they spoke.
Have you ever had Reed Lowe do an auction for you guys?
Well, he does all our auctions.
He's
unbelievable.
He's an unbelievable auctioneer. He'll get a cowboy hat on. He gets
Right.
up. You would think he was selling cattle in Manitoba, and he just rattles it off. He's got that down.
Right. So
and also, if you're not going to bid, he might kick your ass. So you probably should bid.
He yells at you if you don't bid. He yells if yours are too loud.
Yes.
And he's got that boisterous voice, but he controls that crowd. Actually, he was supposed to do, we have, believe it or not, so we have 29, 30 today and tomorrow, right? We have another golf tournament on 31st, McKenna Day later that day, and then we have a paintball tournament on the 1st, and then our big golf tournament's June 4th, which he was supposed to be the MC of and auctioneer, but he's out of town with his daughter, and he's having Cam Jansen step in his place.
Nice. That's not a bad replacement there, Charlie.
No.
That's not a bad replacement at all.
He's a great guy, too.
How can,
Homegrown.
oh, yeah, Cam's like one of my favorite people in the world. You can't not love Cam Jansen. How can our audience learn more about the St. Louis Hero Network?
You can go on our website. We have 40,000 followers on Facebook and Instagram. I always tell people if we basically put everything on our social media. So
follow them. Martin, your mic is off, I believe.
The Hero
There it
Network.
is.
Right, there you go. Hello again, everybody. The Hero Network.
Well, Brian sure had
idea.
an awful lot of energy, and whenever he got behind something, he did it with full passion, didn't he?
Right. And he would go out and get sponsorships and raise money for us too. It was pretty amazing. It's I wanted to mention one more thing. We were trying to get Cam and Reed to fight in Guns N' Hoses.
Oh, that'd be the greatest.
I mean, I think that would be a huge draw.
Main event caliber match.
Right. I was trying to get Steve Holly. I'm on the board of Guns N' Hoses, so I was trying to get Steve Holly to try to make that happen.
Well, how is it progressing? Are there fighters interested?
They were interested, but now they're talking about how they're getting too old. So
I don't want to get beat up by Reed Lowe the next time I see him, but I think Cam's in better shape.
You're exactly right. Reed's like, I'm bigger and stronger, but Cam can fight.
And Cam, I think, is in the gym.
Yeah, he's younger.
Skating early in the morning.
Right.
Yeah, that's what he does. Charlie, thank you so much for partnering with us for the golf tournament. It's the St. Louis Hero Network, one of Brian McKenna's many charities he worked with, and a passion project for him. St. Louis Hero Network out on the golf course today. You'll be able to make donations. Again, it's St. Louis Hero Network. Charlie Metzner here with us on TMA. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Thanks for coming out, too.
Thanks,
Charlie Metzner here with us on TMA. We'll take a commercial break. Come back with more of the Morning After live from Oak Valley for the 2025 Dotem.
101 ESPN has your shot to score a pair of passes to the 4th annual Bourbon and Brews Festival, hosted by the St. Louis Bourbon Society, next Saturday, June 7th in St. Charles. Taste the best with over 400 samples of bourbons, whiskey, cocktails, and beer, plus live music, food trucks, and more. Find more details and enter to win free passes for this year's Bourbon and Brews Festival right now at 101ESPN.com or on your 101 mobile app.
TR Hughes Homes offers half off up to $40,000 in options and up to $5,000 in closing costs. trhughes.com.
The excitement is building for the grand opening, the week of June 2nd, the all-new SPAW Cadillac, the most premier Cadillac dealership in the entire Midwest. Close to home at the Herculaneum exit, SPAW, proud to be one of the best Cadillac dealerships in Missouri. And now, with their new facility and additional inventory, there's absolutely no need to go anywhere else. You must see their state-of-the-art service equipment, including the UV eye scan, the gold standard in the industry to diagnose your vehicle. Immerse yourself in pure Cadillac luxury. Go to SPAWCadillac.com and check out their outstanding customer reviews. I guarantee you'll want to join that list as you drive away in your new Cadillac from SPAW. The wait is over. The week of June 2nd, you're invited to the grand opening of the all-new SPAW Cadillac. I-55 at the Herculaneum Auto Mall exit. SPAW and Cadillac, they just go hand in hand. Get the Cadillac premium experience for yourself at the all-new SPAW Cadillac.
Bet like the pros with the world's largest sports book right at your fingertips. Circus Sports is now available in Illinois. Hi, I'm Derek Stevens. I've been a lifelong sports bettor, and I'm the owner of Circus Sports. We're excited that the Circus Sports app is now ready for action. Experience big app bets with high betting limits, tight money line splits, and more. Now you can download, fund, and bet like a pro from anywhere in Illinois. Download your new bookie today at circusports.com. If you or someone you know may have a problem with gambling, call 1-800-GAMBLER or text ILGAMB to 833-234.
Bank of America is the nation's leading business lender, and we're ready to help with your next goal here in St. Louis. That's why we have over 3,700 local business specialists across the country. Because with the right team, your business and community prosper. What would you like the power to do? Learn more at bankofamerica.com/local business. Bank of America, official bank of FIFA Club World Cup 2025. Bank of America Corporation, all rights reserved.
Again, swing, and another foul off to the left side. That's the end of the fifth, and it's time to pucker up for the kiss cam. Look at these two, young love. Wait, I'm getting word that they actually just met 30 seconds ago.
Well, this is awkward. Someone uncomfortable? Hey, man, the mascot is supposed to be down on the field.
I'm Ron, the Wizard of Comfort. Swissair Heating and Cooling can't help you when you're on the kiss cam, but we can give you a $2,500 instant rebate, the longest warranty in the industry, and payments as low as $129 a month. Yeah, can't beat that.
Hold on.
They're making less eye contact than two guys in an elevator.
What were you saying?
If you're even contemplating replacing your heating and cooling system, now is the time to do it. $2,500 in instant rebates and the longest warranty in the business.
Hey, someone get that streaker off the field.
If you have one of those old, unreliable HVAC systems, contact Swissair now. Payments are as low as $129 a month. Call us at 636-500-COOL.
Or online at SwissAirSTL.com.
McDonald's new under $3 McValue menu was made to save. McD's got you at participating McDonald's for a limited time.
WXOS, WXOS HD1 East St. Louis and KPNT HD2 Collinsville. 101 ESPN is driven by Brown and Crouppen Law Firm. TMA is broadcasting live from Oak Valley Golf Course and Resort for the Dotem Golf Tournament. Refreshed by Michelob Ultra on 101 ESPN.
He's our boy. He's our little bundle of joy. St. Louis hardly ever has a loss because they've got third baseman Troy Glass.
Oh, friend of the show.
Troy Glass. He hits home runs. He has lots of fun.
Not really.
He's got a smile
Seem like
on
it.
his face.
Is this channeling, Tim, would you say they're channeling a little Devo here?
It does sound Devo-esque. Whip it. It's TMA live from Oak Valley, the Dotem. And Doug, the patrons are starting to file in. You are asked to leave your phone in your vehicle as the sanctity of the game and the serenity surrounding the pageantry is held in the utmost respect.
Huh. Is that true? They don't want your phone out there. Well, this looks like a collection of PGA Tour players that have just arrived.
Yeah.
So maybe they will.
Plus sevens.
Yeah.
A couple plus eights.
I would think so.
I just met Al in Dadeville. I met the Pope. And I was
two delights.
Yeah, I was concerned people wanted anonymity. I did not bring the name tags. Tim said people would not
Al
want that.
Well, if they're
normal,
yes, then they will come up to you and interact. Otherwise, when you see him standing kind of behind some kind of shrubbery or foliage or a light pole, maybe a hand in a pocket aggressively moving, those are the ones that you got to keep an eye on. Those are the ones that Jackson's nodding. Jackson's nodding.
I've seen some of those out here.
This isn't my first rodeo.
Texting from the shrubs. I don't know how this happened, but I'm uncomfortably close to Jackson.
I don't know.
Is that part of the alliance now?
I don't know. You're the one. You're encroaching.
I'm almost in your lap. I think what it is the guest. I was trying to turn and have a conversation.
Sure, that makes sense.
So I kept moving my seat, and then as we came out of the break, I realized
you're just brushing up against Jackson.
I'm inches away from Jackson.
This reminds me of our when we had an embrace early in our tenure on 101.
Yeah, there's a gif of that.
I mean, it didn't go well because I was tethered. And
that's right.
And so it looked like I was,
You were the dog chasing the mailman, but yet you were on a leash. You didn't know it, and you just yanked back into the air.
I am the victim.
I'll tell you this: some of the patrons are starting to imbibe with Michelob Ultra, the presenting sponsor of the Dotem already. Martin, I met your son Carson at around 6:30 this morning. And I haven't seen him since, but I saw him with a golf club. I think he might just be getting work in the whole time, and I have to tell you, that's my kind of guy.
That was the idea, and I said, and there'll be donuts. Not at 6:40 in the morning.
Donut driving.
Got to hold out for the donuts. Yeah, he's here working on his...
I think they're here. He's
working on his game. I got to say, the last time I saw him, he was talking to Pondoff, which makes me a little bit nervous.
Yeah, watch out there.
And now
because she's pushing my buttons, and I don't like her now, and the next thing I'm going to do is leave. So all of you.
Oh, wow. Now Carson is
Gary, come back.
Come back.
No, you.
No. I mean, he was very clear. Do you guys want to feel better about yourselves?
Yes, please.
Jackson's having a good day. You might want to lift his spirits.
Yeah. Load me up, bro.
On the TV side yesterday, I had Oscar Sundquist in studio. We're just talking. Sonny is a delight, and we're talking about the Blues season, and it wasn't even a question, but I said something about the playoffs, and he's not really watching. And then he said, well, I was just kind of waiting for Winnipeg to lose. And I said, oh, really? He goes, yeah, I wanted them to lose, and then I could start watching again. And I'm like, you know what? That's kind of where we all were. I'm like, most players, I think, wouldn't admit it. They're like, I don't care. It doesn't matter. And he's like, nah, I really wanted them to lose.
I bet they've played those last 2 minutes over in their head 100 times.
He said he didn't look at his phone for a week because he didn't want to see all the messages. And he said most of them were like, hey, great season, good job. He said, but I didn't really want to read that or see that.
I respect that.
I just like the fact they're like us.
Yeah.
These hockey dudes.
Players, they're just like us. Michael at Michael's Flooring is just like us, too. He's a family and locally owned business for over 30 years here in the St. Louis area. Michael's passion's flooring. He's online at igotfloored.com. That's igotfloored.com. Go online, and right now, you can get 3 samples free from Proximity Mills. Just go to igotfloored.com. Just come in or talk to them, and you're going to see the difference. They want to make sure they suggest the best thing for you, not pushing what corporate is telling them they have too much of. There's a reason. Michael has continued to grow through 31 years. Employees love working for him as they feel like family, and he makes sure they're taken care of. And this then rubs off to the families buying the product as they know they have the best interests of the buyers. They have it all, but carpet's awesome, and it's back. They have so many varieties of all flooring and have 3 easy-to-get-to locations in St. Louis. That's in Creve Coeur, Darden Prairie, and St. Peter's. Come see why people are loving getting floored by Michael, and make sure you visit igotfloored.com. 9:24 in St. Louis. Clarkson Jewelers time check here as we broadcast from the Dotem, live from Oak Valley Golf Course as we partner with the St. Louis Hero Network in honor of Brian McKenna. Brian McKenna Day on the South Side this Saturday, and it's going to be a pony. Martin, you're going to be there.
I'm going to be there, yeah. You've declared a pony.
Yeah, I've declared. No question it's going to be a pony.
It's got the official pony stamp.
Forecast is glorious for Saturday. High of 59 and sunny. How do you do?
That's the high temperature, 59.
No, high of 81, low 59. I apologize if I misspoke. High of 81, low 59.
Oh, yeah.
But the middle of the day, it's going to be like high 70s.
Ooh.
Glorious. Optimal conditions for a pony. You need good weather for a pony.
Okay.
A pony's been officially called.
It looks like we're going to have great weather for this golf, too.
Yeah.
Very pleasant out here, and the rain's supposedly going to hold off till late afternoon, early evening. So this could be perfect.
Jackson, does that concern you because you know my ball's going to roll out here in these conditions?
I was hoping you'd catch a couple mud balls, I think that was going to be a major factor, leaving a couple short. But nope, the 7-iron's going to come out today.
Your 7-iron, it's going to fly. We're playing in an eightsome. Me and you, your father, my son, and your buddy Mitch.
My cousin. Look at my dad right now holding court.
He's holding court with the Pope in Allen Dadeville.
Yeah, breaking it down.
That Pope, Martin, that Pope right there, that's who needs to teach Carson how to putt. That Pope can roll the rock like nobody's business.
All right, Carson, where you at?
Yeah.
Shoving a donut in his
walking over there.
He can
got a
roll the
donut
rock.
in his pie hole. Get the clubs. Get to working.
He's like 6'2".
Carson, right?
Yeah, Carson.
What? Unbelievable.
He's shooting up there.
Like, is there a projected height?
Well, I'm 6'3", and the pediatrician said 10 years ago he'll be taller than you. So I guess he's going to be.
Let's get him in the post. Let's start working now.
You want it? Yeah.
Let's get him in the post.
All right. So the Pope takes him to the putting green. Jackie Papers takes him to the gym on the weekends.
Yeah, we're gonna work on post
work.
Yeah, dominate.
Likes a little baseline J.
Get some NIL money in that Kilcoyne house.
NIL money. There you go.
We're broadcasting live. It's TMA 101 ESPN and the TMA STL YouTube channel.
You can now watch 101 ESPN live on our Air Alliance Team Studio Cams. Catch every show live on our YouTube channel or at 101ESPN.com. 101 ESPN Studio Cams.
Presented by the Air Alliance Team Heating and Cooling. Getting the job done quickly, correctly, 100% of the time.
Clean your air throughout your home with the Whole Home Air Purifier from Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Insulation.
Your biggest choice in home restoration is who do you trust with your home, your most valued asset. Few can match Banner Construction's experience and dedication to excellence. Banner is an elite preferred James Hardy contractor and Pella window specialist. Restoration is a one-time opportunity to have Banner's design team show you architectural options to make your home the neighborhood showcase. Call for a free consultation at 314-569-1050. Again, that's 314-569-1050. Now hiring qualified carpenters.
Save big on everything for your next project at Menards. Keep your car clean with Turtle Wax Max Power Car Wash. The more wash you use, the stronger the cleaning power becomes, making cleaning even the toughest messes a breeze. Get a 100-ounce bottle of Turtle Wax Max Power Car Wash on sale now through June 1st. Plus, check out our weekly flyer on Menards.com for more great deals happening this week.
Save big money at Menards.
Men, trouble in the bedroom? Not anymore. Paramount Men's Medical Center restores your sex life in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough treatments eliminate erectile dysfunction and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? Paramount Men's Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant results on their first visit.
Paramount Men's Medical Center's breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, regardless of age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. You'll see instant results in the office. Plus, qualified patients get their testosterone checked free. Call 314-887-4442. 314-887-4442. To restore your sex life in just one visit, call now. 314-887-4442.
Are you ready for the ultimate entertainment experience? It's all here, only with Spectrum TV Select. Popular apps are included: Disney Plus, Max, Peacock Premium, Paramount Plus, AMC Plus, and more. And live TV for sports, entertainment, and news. Enjoy across your devices no matter when or where you are. Get Spectrum TV Select and start streaming your favorites today. It's all here. Visit spectrum.com/entertainment. Restrictions apply.
You might have heard Doug Voss and Safe Money Radio. His shows have been on several radio stations for many years. Now he can be heard every Sunday from 10 to 11 a.m. on 101 ESPN. He is super excited to get to the ESPN audience as he is a huge St. Louis sports fan. Doug is an expert at minimizing the impact of market volatility on his clients' assets. So catch Safe Money Radio every Sunday at 10 a.m. on 101 ESPN. Doug Voss is a registered representative. Securities offered through D.H. Hill Securities, LLLP, member FINRA and SIPC.
Ugh, my storage is full. I have to delete some photos. Don't need these. Our holiday world trip?
You can't delete those.
The one of Mom's hair after riding Thunderbird?
My hair? Remember Zach's blue ice cream face? No, I'm keeping these forever.
At Holiday World and Splash and Safari, we can't free up your phone storage, but we do have free soft drinks, parking, and sunscreen. Time to make room for the good stuff. Visit holidayworld.com.
Woods, the All Things Basement Tee experts, have helped homeowners dry up wet basements and crawl spaces and repaired cracked ceiling foundations since 1986. Now we level uneven concrete with Polylevel. It's so much better than mudjacking. I'm Dave, and I work for Woods, and we leveled my front porch 8.5 inches 9.5 years ago. If we can raise a highway slab, we can raise your driveway slab too, or porch, or patio. Get a free estimate at woodsbasementsystems.com or call 800-388-9326 or online at woodsbasementsystems.com.
101 ESPN is proud to support the 12th annual Songs for Soldiers benefit concert, Friday, September 5th and Saturday, September 6th in Columbia, Illinois. It's a family-friendly event with live music from Craig Morgan on Friday night and the Wallflowers on Saturday night. Enjoy plenty of cold beverages, food, and fun, with 100% of the proceeds going toward the Songs for Soldiers mission of helping combat veterans in need. Get more details on this year's Songs for Soldiers benefit concert at STL.org. TMA is broadcasting live from Oak Valley Golf Course and Resort for the Dotem Golf Tournament, refreshed by Michelob Ultra on 101 ESPN.
Coach Spags, you give the people of St. Louis a reason to brag because we got Coach Spags coaching our team. Do you know what I mean? Bah. Do you know what I mean? Bah. We got Coach Spags on our team. Forget about the last few seasons. Wipe the slate clean.
Do you even have a few seasons?
Oh, he's so
three.
He went 1-14 a couple times, didn't he?
2-14, right? The year
2 and
after
14.
He Bradford won Offensive Rookie of the Year.
Right.
13 games over the course of 3 seasons, Jackson. To do math, you're not good at math.
No, I'm not.
That would average about 4 per year.
And if I'm not mistaken, it was like the worst stretch of NFL football in history.
They went 15 and 65 between 2007 and 2011. 15.
And it may have been on purpose.
65.
Can I give you a little Cardinal stat?
If you would.
Is this
real quick?
Cardinal Corner?
Just real quick. I did it this morning, and I feel
What
if
do
I
you
didn't
got here,
say
little Jackie Papers?
So the Cardinals won last night, and they struck out 16 times.
Cade Povich got 9 of those, Doug.
The last time the Cardinals won a game, by the way, this is the first time they've won a game striking out 11 or more times this season, 16, and they won. The last time that happened was in 2022 when they struck out 19 times but beat the Braves 3-2.
Fun facts for no one tell. This little Jackie Papers.
Yep, I went digging this morning. I said, when the last time they won striking out 16 times? 19 times in Atlanta.
That's a lot.
Can you imagine winning a baseball game?
Won a game?
No.
That's unbelievable.
Striking out 19 times.
I apologize for the crowdsourcing, but was that an extra inning game, or was that they strike out 19 of the 27 outs and still won the ball game?
I think I still have the baseball reference up, so give me one moment.
Well, while you're doing that, what that's going to do is that's going to allow me to tell people about aesthetic design and build. The weather is warming up, and you're going to be outside much more. That's where Dan and his team from Aesthetic Design and Build can help you out. I've been out to that showroom and gotten to know the team. So impressed that I had them come to my house. The showroom is in Chesterfield Valley. The website is aestheticdesignandbuild.com. And what they do is custom deck work. They're capable of doing everything from full-on custom decks to adding on a pergola or even looking to shade your covered patio with retractable screens. They really do have answers for it all. You can give them a call at 636-532-5008. That's 636-532-5008. Or you can visit them online at aestheticdesignandbuild.com and let them know I sent you their way. Little Jackie Papers has the information now, Doug, and here it is for you.
Can't wait.
Jeez.
He still doesn't have it.
Yeah, I do. No, I do. Yes, that was an
Smallman.
extra inning game. The Cardinals won in the top of the 11th. They scored in the top of the 11th to give them the win. Ryan Helsley was the winning pitcher, while Packy Naughton got the save.
Oh,
Packy Naughton got the save.
Okay.
Yeah.
So 33 outs.
33 outs.
Brendan Donovan,
Right.
that boy is scrappy, had 3 himself. Juan Yepes 2, Goldie 2.
Brendan Donnie, that boy is scrappy.
Scrappy.
Austin Romine had 4 strikeouts that game.
I struck out 5 times once in an American Legion game.
How'd that feel?
5 times. I don't think I even hit a foul ball.
So the golden sombrero is 4?
I thought it was 3.
The platinum, I think, might be. Golden is 3, I think.
I think 3.
I think the
Nolan
platinum.
Gorman got his eye back.
Yeah.
5. It's hard to strike out 5 times.
How'd you do it?
Just swing and a miss. Swing and a miss.
So you didn't get punched out.
Backwards, Kay?
No, I don't remember. It was a while ago, 50 years ago. But yeah, 5 straight. Humbling.
A lack of revenue and piles of deferred maintenance spell an uncertain future for downtown's domed arena. According to a state audit of the agency that oversees the facility, the Dome at America Center needs $155 million in repairs over the next decade, according to a draft of the audit obtained by the St. Louis Post-Dispatch. But the agency that oversees the Dome has not secured new sources of revenue after payments from St. Louis County, and Missouri stopped last year. Moreover, one of the Dome's possible revenue streams is locked up. St. Louis County previously sent money to the Dome from a tax on hotel stays. The county is still collecting the tax, but doesn't want to send it to the Dome anymore. I'm on the same policy with that bookie from Fox High School that I met on my way down here at the water tower.
Which is nice.
Yep. Doug, here we come. Quote, without adequate sources in place to cover the long-term maintenance needs of the Dome, the long-term viability of the Dome may be at risk, the report says.
Well, how much money, if you were in charge, would you want to pump into the place that doesn't have a full-time tenant? You may be throwing good money after bad at this point. If you're going to ever have the possibility of luring another team here, you're probably going to have to build a new stadium. I'm not sure it makes a lot of sense to keep pouring money into it.
The question is, what value is the Dome moving forward? And they have to have an honest assessment of that. I know they use it on occasion for a Beyonce or a U2 concert or Stones. An occasion, I think the boat show or car show, some of it will bleed into the Dome area. Battlehawks, of course, play there. But how many days of the year is it active is a great question. And if so, what revenue does it generate versus what is it going to cost to maintain it? Let's have an honest discussion about
Well, at one point they were saying, the Rams were saying it would take like $750,000 to bring it up to speed, right?
They should have done that then if it was $750K.
$750 million was their proposal.
Yeah, but
take the roof, was it to take the roof off too? Was that? But they were
going to chop the top.
Think so.
They wanted a big beer garden across
it.
the street, which seemed reasonable.
How would you go about taking the top off?
Maybe I made that part up.
But $750 million would be a whole lot cheaper than building a new one. If you could turn that into a really nice stadium, really cool. I'm not sure that would do it, but
what
a new one's going to be a couple billion.
But what is the need for the Dome?
There is none.
Term? I think that's
right now. There is none.
And I know on occasion you can get like the Simone Biles, the gymnastics event, and I think it's nice for the Sports Commission to have it on occasion, be for a Mizzou game or something. But long term, how much money are you going to keep throwing into it?
Hard to believe we actually had an NCAA basketball championship Final Four there.
ILL, North Carolina, 20 years ago. Chris Saraceno is a member of the board for the Dome, and he says it's not like we're going to the city or state or county reps asking for funding for a professional sports team. This is for a facility that is a regional asset for all of us. St. Louis County used to send proceeds from a 3.4% convention and sports tax charged on hotel stays to cover the Dome payments, but county officials told the auditor's office they don't intend to put any more money toward the Dome, quote, given the county's weak financial position.
But the money's being collected in part for that cause. It seems like that's where it should go. And
if you're going to redo it, what are you redoing it for?
Or just keeping it up to par. I mean, I don't think they're talking about major renovations at this point. It's just maintaining it.
Yeah.
But I'd like to know how many events a year do they have? What revenue does it generate? And maybe Chris, I know Chris, would be able to, maybe he could come on the show. He could call in right after Mr. Licks and explain it to us.
It can't be more than 10 or 15 events a year, is it?
Well, that's what I don't know. The Dome, largely maligned, I guess did its job because when they built the convention center, they added the Dome, hedging their bets. Hey, maybe it'll help us get an NFL team, but we can't just have an empty stadium sitting there. Right. I mean, in Kansas City, they kind of built the Sprint Center, didn't they?
Yes.
Hoping for an NBA or NHL team.
I think the Pittsburgh Penguins were at one time thought to be moving there. I don't know if you guys recall that. That was live for a period of time. Also in this audit, it criticizes the county council for approving the use of Rams settlement cash, $56 million, or about 1/3 of the total, quote, without a formal process to determine the most effective use of the money. Quote, as a result, the council and taxpayers have less assurance the settlement funds are being used in the most effective manner, end quote.
Well, that seems reasonable that you would decide how to spend the money with some sort of committee and actually be accountable.
I think the city is still trying to figure out what to do with it. We had some meetings, then we had a meeting about a meeting, then we had a poll, then we had a survey, then we had a meeting.
Why not just put it into a fund and live off the interest on that? Fix things every year off the interest. Never touch the principal.
And it's probably a reasonable argument if you're people affiliated with the Dome and you're dealing with the county. Hey, that was NFL money, Rams money. If it was going to maintain something, maybe the Dome where they played would be a reasonable place to put that money.
It says, meanwhile, the audit praised the city, which has not allocated any of its settlement funds for its more methodical process. The city is planning, quote, the best uses for its share of the settlement funds based on the needs of the city, end quote. City officials, however, have struggled to agree on how to use it. So
I was kind of mocking how long it's taken, but maybe
they got praised because they haven't just spent
haven't wasted it.
Yes, like they are saying the county has.
Or just can't decide. Didn't they come up with a plan a few months ago, and one of the plans was health care for all the city workers, or child care services for all the city workers?
Yes.
That doesn't seem right.
That the plan fell apart on February 4th of this year. So that story is at stltoday.com, an audit and calling into question what the future of the Dome is. And in September, I guess it'd probably be October, actually, because they started at Busch Stadium, it will be 30 years since that building opened. And whereas there are some historical venues in the NFL that are older than 30 years, they've certainly experienced renovations. As weird as it is, because I'm sure for many, you can remember when that building opened, the reality is it's on the older side now.
If it were a current NFL team, like a Carolina, they'd be saying, we need a new stadium, and that's what's happening. I mean, Tennessee, I felt like that was a new-ish stadium. They're replacing the Titan Stadium right next to it.
Yep. That was new when the Rams lost there in '99, I believe.
Yeah, so it's coming up on 30 years, but that's sort of the shelf life of an NFL stadium. So
NFL teams make so darn much money. They can afford to do it with a little bit of civic help.
And now, on the other side of the state, that Chiefs-Royals showdown is still about public money. The Royals put out a statement yesterday saying nothing's been decided, but they're fighting over tax money there. I think Keogh has tried to get involved. But if the Dome doesn't have a regular tenant, you have to do a hard analysis of what's the value long-term. And maybe it's worth it to maintain it. It's still an asset. I agree that at times it does serve as an asset, but what is the cost?
Yeah, it has to be extremely expensive, even when nothing's going on there, just to kind of heat it and cool it so that the pipes don't burst and pay the people who are doing the maintenance on it, even when there's no events there.
It is very depressing to talk about, though, because it's not only, hey, we don't have a team anymore. Hey, we got this building. It's kind of falling apart. I don't know. What do you want to do about it? Well, they've got some money. They won't give it to us. It's just... It's overall rather discouraging.
It matters. It matters.
It does matter, Frank.
I wish Frank would go to a city council meeting and county council meeting and just start an argument.
Where would the Battlehawks play?
Heidi Mighty.
Could you play at Busch?
Soccer stadium?
No.
They won't let them play there?
I don't think they'd want them on the turf.
Nor would you want them on
if this was a serious topic, I'm not sure that it was. But
No, I'm asking. I don't know.
I don't know
Maybe
if they would.
Busch has hosted football games.
Yeah.
But now that's during the season.
It's during the season, though.
You're going to have a ripped-up field.
I don't think Billy Finley would be on board with that.
Yeah, welcome to the Busch Stadium, where you have a hole in center field where they were playing a football game. You know, I don't know if that's going to play well.
Well, they can turn things around pretty quick if it gets ripped up.
If it were any other UFL team, and I am being serious, you'd play like at Lindenwood. They have a great football stadium, and that would house probably enough people for most UFL games. But with the Battlehawks getting 28,000, 30,000.
Is it possible the Battlehawks won't be around in a few years for this not to be a problem?
Well, they just came up with a new CBA that includes next year. I saw some reporting about next year's plans. I think TV-wise, they're still good for next year. But, long term, it's a fair question.
I mean,
although they're on Fox 2 tomorrow, I should say.
There you go. Nice.
We're talking, Battlehawks.
7 o'clock, Battlehawks, DC Defenders. Tim, when they get together, you throw the records out.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Which means I can't. No, they're 6-3. DC is.
Did they just beat Houston? I saw.
No, they lost the other day, which was a big loss because Jordan Ta'amu, former Battlehawk,
very
talking
critical.
smack talk, and rightfully so. But then they went out and lost.
I saw some of that Houston DC Defenders. I think there are more people at a SLU University high school game.
Bow!
I'm serious. No, like there was. I think you could count on one hand.
I suppose if the Battlehawks had to, they could play at Faurot Field in Columbia, but it would be depressing to lose 2 NFL teams and a UFL team move out of St. Louis.
Under construction currently.
Mm-hmm.
Come home to St. Charles Family Arena, you Battlehawks. That's from Clark W. Griswold.
Well, then they have to play indoor football.
100-foot football field.
Coach Beck, do you think it'll be an issue this week since it'll be an arena game?
It's like half court. Hey, Norris.
Well, I bet the people at Stiefel could figure something out.
There you go.
Nice.
Brought to you by Stiefel-based, St. Louis-based Stiefel, a leading wealth management and investment banking firm. Stiefel is the firm where success meets success and has been since 1890. Founded in downtown St. Louis way back when in 1890. Same street the company is headquartered on today. Proud to call St. Louis home for 135 years. Stiefel gets it done. You know what else they're offering? 2 grounds passes for all the members of the winning teams today for the Stiefel Charity Classic coming up in early September. So if you're in that foursome that wins today or tomorrow, you're going to get to go watch the Stiefel Charity Classic where the best seniors in golf come in and play in early September. So thank you to Stiefel for being very much a part of the Dotem this year.
There it is. Stiefel, sponsor of the dossier as well here on TMA. If you missed anything, always go back and podcast via the Schaefer Door Company podcast. Jason Gosrow of Schaefer Door is here today to play in the Dotem. Balls in the air in 43 minutes. And Jackson, $15,000 on the line is your pairing, including Mitch. Will have to beat my pairing by 5.5 strokes. That is the spread.
Yeah, I've already put down a down payment on a second cigarette boat with the received $15,000, an aggressive 32% interest rate on that.
It's worth it, though, man. It's worth it.
You kidding me? To not only have 1 but 2 cigarette boats. Dueling cigarette boats.
Oh, yeah, just go up and down the channel.
You're out tomorrow.
I am out tomorrow.
Lake?
Yeah, that's right.
I'm not going to the lake.
So who's going to get to handle the remote tomorrow?
You know.
Who are we going to blame?
What do I do? That's
who are we going to blame?
Yeah, who's going to be here on site?
On Doty.
And you're just going to leave in the midst of all this perfection.
What do you mean? Like, it's not like this is like I'm going rogue. I have
oh, my word.
Off.
Wow, Doug, pack a lunch from our
Well, I don't really do anything. Like I'm here on the program.
What the hell with you here?
That's what I'm saying. Like it's not like if what happened today happened while I was here, what could possibly be
So
worse?
what happens if tomorrow's broadcast is flawless?
Oh yeah, there's going to be some questions that need to be asked, and I'll be the first one to ask it. What am I doing
like you're
wrong? Overhandling is what it probably is. Overhandling.
You think you micromanage remotes?
Yeah, I do something wrong.
Maybe we ought to work with Stewie from Stewart's American Mortgage. You can call his personal cell phone at 314-324-4440, or you can Google the Bagel Loan if you are someone who is looking to purchase a home or refinance, or if you are looking to consolidate some of your ugly credit card debt. Maybe you don't know exactly what direction to go with any of these things. Let me make it easy for you. Call Stewie from Stewart's American Mortgage Corporation. He'll help you every step of the way. If it's a new home you're looking to purchase, he'll get you to the closing table fast. Try 10 days, and he will get you the best interest rate possible. And he also has the Bagel Loan that can help you out, too. It's Stewie with Stewart's American Mortgage, 314-324-4440. Or you can Google the Bagel Loan. Coming up, we'll have the Design, Air, Heating, and Cooling email today. BK and Ferrario taking over at 10 o'clock as the Dotem gets underway here in just 40 minutes. They will be on at 10 o'clock both today and tomorrow. And then we'll be back to 7 to 11 next week. The program is called The Morning After. It's presented to you by Brown and Crouppen on 101 ESPN and the TMA STL YouTube channel.
101 ESPN is powered by Kaufman Townsley, St. Louis's injury lawyers. Call 314-500-5000.
Imagine your group chat, but everyone's in recovery. Nobody's pretending, and somehow it's still hilarious. That's Pondoff's Anonymous Addiction Recovery Podcast, a weekly podcast I enjoy listening to about staying alive, staying sober, and staying human, even when life's a dumpster fire. Hosted by a guy who's lived it, a guy who's filmed it, and a guy who could probably diagnose it. New episodes every Monday. Find it on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or PondoffsAnonymous.com. Pondoffs Anonymous, serious talk, decent jokes, no shame.
Jamie Rivers here, and I'm here with my AC company, Katie and Elite Comfort Experts. Over the last few months, you have told me story after story about your business. Talk to us a bit about your most common call this time of year.
It never fails. Every spring we get several calls. Help! I'm away on a guy's trip. My wife and kids are back home and the AC went out. My wife is upset with me. How soon can you get there?
And there's a simple fix to that, right?
You betcha. Become an Elite Comfort Club member. It helps extend the life of the system, saves you a little money each month on your utility bills, and avoids those dreaded calls when you are out of town and the rest of the family is stuck without air conditioning. From day one, we built this company on always doing the right thing. We don't jack around with our pricing structure and increase rates when you need us most, or have high pricing so we can simulate a huge discount. Same fair pricing year-round.
Give Katie and Elite Comfort Experts a call at 636-800-2089. That's 636-800-2089, or online at EliteComfortExperts.com.
Let us earn your trust.
The excitement is building for the grand opening, the week of June 2nd, the all-new SPAW Cadillac, the most premier Cadillac dealership in the entire Midwest. Close to home at the Herculaneum exit, SPAW, proud to be one of the best Cadillac dealerships in Missouri. And now, with their new facility and additional inventory, there's absolutely no need to go anywhere else. You must see their state-of-the-art service equipment, including the UV eye scan, the gold standard in the industry to diagnose your vehicle. Immerse yourself in pure Cadillac luxury. Go to SPAWCadillac.com and check out their outstanding customer reviews. I guarantee you'll want to join that list as you drive away in your new Cadillac from SPAW. The wait is over. The week of June 2nd, you're invited to the grand opening of the all-new SPAW Cadillac. I-55 at the Herculaneum Auto Mall exit. SPAW and Cadillac, they just go hand in hand. Get the Cadillac premium experience for yourself at the all-new SPAW Cadillac.
When you're ready to tackle your hunger and save a few bucks, pick up the new Battlehawks box at Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken. Get up to 30% off Battlehawks tickets, plus 4 hand-breaded chicken strips, crispy potato wedges, and 2 game-changing dipping sauces for just $8.99. That's a touchdown-worthy play. The Battlehawks box, with a great deal on tickets. Only at Lee's. Caw-caw. Famous for chicken.
This is Todd Nissenholtz of Kaufman Townsley. When I tell people who get in a crash, call a lawyer. But I often hear, I'm not the suing type. Listen, there are all types of people. Personally, I'm not the getting screwed type. If you're not the getting screwed type, call my firm, and we'll make sure that doesn't happen to you. Call Kaufman Townsley. Real people, real results. 314-500-5000. That's 314-500-5000.
Kevin Moret here for Mentality. Listen up, gentlemen. You're fighting an unfair battle. Studies show testosterone levels in men have plummeted by 25% in just 2 decades. That's why you're struggling with energy, muscle, and drive. But here's a game changer. Mentality's FDA-approved treatments boost testosterone by 30% on average. Imagine reclaiming the vitality your grandfathers had. Picture turning heads, dominating your career, and feeling unstoppable again. Don't settle for today's normal. Seize the day at mentalityhealth.com/radio. That's mentalityhealth.com/radio.
McDonald's new under $3 McValue menu was made to save. McD's got you at participating McDonald's for a limited time.
Sponsored by WhatsApp.
On WhatsApp, your personal messages stay private. So things like those selfies from last weekend's party stay between you and your bestie. Because on WhatsApp, your personal messages are yours. No one else can see or hear them, not even us. WhatsApp. Message privately with everyone.
Open up your 101 mobile app for your chance to win free tickets to see El Monstero and Blue Oyster Cult. Performing Saturday night, August 2nd at Hollywood Casino Amphitheater. Find all the ticket details and find that chance to score free tickets for El Monstero and Blue Oyster Cult right now, either at 101ESPN.com or on your 101 mobile app. Powered by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers.
101 ESPN Sports Center.
This is another SportsCenter update brought to you by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. In the association, the Oklahoma City Thunder punched their ticket to the NBA Finals last night, taking care of the Minnesota Timberwolves 124-94. They await the winner of the Knicks and the Pacers. That was another SportsCenter update driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. See them at londoff.com. Chevy, together we drive. Are you kidding me?
TMA is broadcasting live from Oak Valley Golf Course and Resort for the Dotem Golf Tournament. Refreshed by Michelob Ultra on 101 ESPN.
You came out of nowhere that night. Walked up.
Look, this is a dedication.
Pretty eyes. With
Marty.
the flash
Hubbard
of
Marty
our
to you.
smiles. First sight, lightning struck that night. A week later, you walked in. Time stopped for me in your
God,
white
this is getting the St. Louis community ready.
All I could see are steadfast stares. Had you lingering, our small
Tabs, especially Chairman Kirk, who met this gal, right?
Kachina.
Season. CMA 101 ESPN. We are live at the Dotem Oak Valley Golf Course, and Martin, you're witnessing it for the first time. A few adjectives to describe the players and the patrons gathering here in Peevely, Missouri.
Heavily male, I would say. I didn't say they were heavy. I just said heavily
Yeah,
male.
I don't know if that was a coincidence or not.
Male
though.
crowd here. I would hope that the women are welcome. Just want to let that, for the record, women are welcome. A lot of facial hair. I would say it's another observation.
A lot of ankle bracelets. Parole
Yeah.
officers lingering in the woods to make sure that these guys are behave themselves.
I would say just a general lightheartedness to the crowd.
No, there's Greg Vaughn.
Greg Vaughn is here. He's here with Mark Hanna of Evergreen Wealth Strategies.
Let's see that.
Look at
Online
that.
at Evergreen. Look at Mark Hanna's hair.
Chris Pondo said, look at these hotties.
Yeah, now he's flirting with your son, Doug.
No,
gosh.
You like seeing that?
Not really. Not really.
We
Not
had.
so oh, don't shake your hips like that.
It's time for the Design Air Heating and Cooling email of the day. Ow! Jackie Papers, more like Jackie Walking Papers. Damn it, Tim deserves better. Get some crazy glue and a wrench and plug that camera back in. I'm sorry to be so angry, but Thursdays are my touch myself and my work cubicle days. Plan your work and work your plan. I've smoked out the plexiglass to give myself a little privacy. Let's just say that gray sweatshirt and headphones had me firmer than a memory foam mattress.
Okay.
Until about 8:31. Don't get me wrong. I'm still giving her a go, but a live shot would have given me a jump start I really need at my age. That's from the Big Swapper.
Well, he's new.
And he passed away in a plane
this
crash.
is Big Bopper.
Oh.
This is the Big Swapper. He's new.
Well, guys, you did it, much like a dad threatening to turn the car right around if your kids don't stop messing around in the back seat of the station wagon, or Principal Vernon asking Bender if he wanted another week of detention. Enough was enough with the audience, and you guys just took a safe space break and left us to absolute silence and our illogical thoughts. As the desperation for Tim's voice rose, you suddenly burst back onto the airwaves only to be broadcasting in conjunction with a completely unrelated show.
Yeah.
Thankfully, Jackie Boy fixed it just in time to launch into sexy mascot ranking.
That is what we came back with, isn't it?
I decided to take the heat off you by bringing that up.
That's why that alliance is so strong.
Rock solid.
We have a deeper appreciation of the gift that you give every day. Don't ever change. That's from Shooter McGavin, the vice president of Rock Candy on a Stick.
Shooter McGavin.
Hey, boys.
McGavin.
Wow. Just wanted to say bravo to YouTube for today's avant-garde streaming performance. My feed being completely down and getting audio from a totally unrelated show at the same time. Revolutionary. It's like they finally cracked the code on how to confuse and frustrate users in one elegant, glitchy move. Who needs actual content when you can have mysterious voiceovers and a black screen? Keep innovating. Love TMA Walrus #1, hashtag Thunder Up.
TMA Walrus #1,
and
Thunder Up.
Yeah, and finally, if anything in this life is certain, if history has taught us anything, it's that TMA remote broadcasts will not just fail, but fail in new ways no one thought possible before you did it. Sure, we're used to the audio being terrible. We checked that box today right out of the gate, as it sounded like you were broadcasting from a fast food drive-through speaker from 1987. Okay, audio fixed, and you had a solid 30-minute run there with multiple cameras working and everything, right up until you started interviewing people. And then the video dropped.
Yeah.
And then the video returned, but the audio was a syndicated national program talking about Bam Bam Bigelow. Time to take a break. Then went back to the national syndicated program talking NBA with 101 ESPN. We'll be right back graphic showing. The TMA audio eventually returned, but the We'll Be Right Back graphic remained. A better graphic would be the YouTube feed didn't do the job. It wasn't anything we did wrong. Yes, technical problems in a TMA remote, a tradition unlike any other. On this day, I do think it's important to remember not just Brian McKenna, whose legacy will be celebrated over the next 3 days at the Dotem today and tomorrow and in South City on Saturday, but also our friend Jay Randolph Jr., who had a dream to bring TMA listeners together from all parts of the region, including both sides of Manchester, and a dream of fellowship, possibly get drunk, high, and randy on a golf course in the middle of a weekday. Today, that dream lives on. That's from Buck Swope, DBA, the Recess Ladies Breasts. And that's what we have for the Design, Air, Heating, and Cooling email today. The question left for you is what you got.
Well, I was very high on the big swapper because I enjoyed his eliminating, saying, damn it, Tim deserves better. I thought that was a nice touch. But when Buck Swope can mention Brian McKenna and Jay Jr. in the same email, I'm voting for Buck Swope.
I was strong on Shooter McGavin, and I really like the vice president of, was it rock candy on a stick?
That's correct. That's what he's the vice president.
I'll go Buck Swope.
Buck Swope.
Buck Swope has won the Design, Air, Heating, and Cooling email of the day. And Buck Swope carries on a tradition of dominance at the Dotem, usually wearing his own green jacket. Yeah. Time for us to shut it down. Thank you to Tanner, BK, and Ferrario for filling in from 10 to 11 both today and tomorrow, because balls will be in the air, Doug, in 29 minutes.
Okay,
here
sun's
at
coming
the
out.
Michelob Ultra
Nice.
Dotem. Yeah, the sun always shines on the Dotem, unless it's pouring down rain at Normandy in 2023.
Other than that.
Yeah, but other than that, Martin. Time for us to shut it down. Chairman back in the studio, Doty here on site, little Jackie Papers, and also Martin Kilcoyne and my brother Kevin, and Douglas Selvin Vaughn. I'm Tim McKernan. This has been TMA, presented to you by Brown & Crouppen on 101 ESPN.
The Stanley Cup playoffs are on ESPN tonight. Stars and Oilers.